Is it 7? It is 7. Do we have a quorum? 1, 2, 3. I saw Teddy's 4, and I saw Mary, I thought.
Yep.
Mary is 5. All right, we'll open the meeting for May 6, 2026 of the Conservation Commission. In accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law, please be advised that the meeting is being audio-video recorded. The agenda lists all topics which may be discussed at the meeting and those reasonably anticipated by the chair. Votes may be taken from these discussions. Not all items may be discussed, and other items may be raised to the extent permitted by the open meeting law. Please be advised that the town of Lunenburg utilizes Zoom platform as a host for its hybrid remote meetings, that the Zoom platform utilizes AI technology known as AI Companion to create audio scripts of meetings to aid in the subsequent preparation of meeting minutes. And that AI Companion is activated immediately upon launching the Zoom application. You are hereby notified that this AI technology may capture audio prior to the start of the meeting and or following the conclusion of the meeting. Join the Zoom meeting at that link there on the agenda. Call to order. Do we have any appointments? No. I will open up the announcements segment. Public comments. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes in subject matter under the direct jurisdiction of the Conservation Commission. Comments about the current agenda items are to be made during the comment period of the specific agenda item. Please address all comments to the chair. Do we have any comments from members of the committee?
Chairperson, it's Mike. I wanted to just bring up something regarding the shed at 123 Hollis Road. I may have sent a photograph and an estimate for some building materials. It looks like a few years ago when we put on the water collection system on the shed at Hollis Road, they only redid the roof on the side where the water was being collected on. And the short side, which is in the front, it's roughly 20 by 5. The front part of the shed was never done. And some of the volunteers at the pollinator habitat are willing to redo that small section of the roof, provided that we could perhaps provide them with the materials to do so. And I went to Mackey's as per Chris Ruth's recommendation to get materials to do that front part of the shed. And I'd like to see if we could vote on approving an estimate of $191.86 to get the materials to do the front part of that shed roof that houses our lawnmower that we use for the habitat, as well as for the house at Hollis Road. And also I think we spoke about sharing or taking over the other part of the shed, which is a separate matter, given that the shed that's already in the pollinator habitat is really full of material. The pollinator habitat would like to see if they could take over the other section of the sheds, so to provide more room for their tools and equipment that will maintain the pollinator habitat. So it's one is to approve the $191.86 to fix that front part of the roof. And the next part is to see if the habitat can utilize that other section of the shed that had been utilized by the former custodian. So I make a motion to see if we could approve $191.86 for 3 bundles of shingles, some nails, and some construction bags to put some of the old debris of the old roof in, so we can improve that entire shed, and it will be in good shape for many years.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any conversation about Mike's motion?
I do have a question, Mr. Chair. My assumption is this would be, we'd be voting to allocate these funds out of the timber rights fund. Is that correct?
I think it would be the Haas Fund, Mary.
Oh, the Hawes Fund. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make certain as we were voting that we were clear on that, so it could be, the PO could be generated correctly. I think you're right about the Hawes Fund.
Right.
Can you just restate that motion, Mike, that the funds are coming out of the Haas Fund?
Yes. The $191.86 would come out of the Haas Fund, which is the fund that maintains the Hollis Road structure.
Okay. And Teddy, do you accept that amendment to the motion?
I do.
Did you have a second? All right. Any other discussion from members? Any discussion from the public? I just got a thumb down here. I don't see any comment. I don't see any hands raised. All right. All those in favor of the motion say aye. Actually, I got to do a roll call vote. Mike LaRouche,
Aye.
Mary Wilson,
Aye.
Andy Burnap,
Aye.
Teddy, forgive me, I forgot your last name.
Doucette? Aye.
Teddy Doucette, and I for myself. And you had a second motion, Mike?
Yeah, the second motion was to allow.
Actually, can we take that up under the Hollis Road residents under old business?
Yes.
Okay.
We can.
Yeah, we just
Thank
have a
you.
lot going on here before that. So,
Okay.
all right. Any other comments from commissioners? Any comments from the public? I do not see any hands raised. If anybody is looking, I believe you click on react at the bottom and there's a button there to raise hand, just in case. I still don't see any. Moving forward. Minutes of previous meetings. I'll accept a motion to approve the minutes of April 15th, 2026.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
And I think that was Andrea that had the second. Teddy had the motion. Any discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, I will take a roll call vote for approval. Mike LaRouche,
Aye.
Mary Wilson,
Abstain.
Teddy
I was
Doucette,
not in attendance.
Aye.
Andrea Doucette, Andrea Burnett,
Aye.
and I for myself. Minutes approved. Moving forward. Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 is amended, the Town of Lunenburg Wetlands Protections and Municipal Bylaws. Conservation Commission will have a hearing for an RDA for 17 Crocker Ave, request for determination by Bradford Kennedy for the reconstruction of a retaining wall. And are you present, Brad? Don't see him. Do you see him, Herlin?
I do not, and I'm not sure if during our last meeting we told him that he doesn't have to attend since he technically presented under the AD.
Okay.
This is the gentleman with the retaining wall that collapsed, that ebbs and flows out of the 100-foot buffer.
Yeah, I don't remember telling him that he didn't have to come to. I remember telling him he had
Okay.
to file an RDA, but I don't remember telling him they didn't have to attend
Let me see if I can.
to submit that RDA. At this point, where the applicant is not present, I will accept a motion to continue until further into the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Mary, a second by Teddy. Roll call vote. Mike LaRouche,
Aye.
Mary Wilson,
Aye.
Teddy Doucette,
Aye.
Andrea Burnap,
Aye.
and I for myself. Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 is amended in the Town of Lunenburg Wetlands Protection and Municipal Bylaws. The Conservation Commission will hold a hearing for a notice of intent on 30 Pine Grove Road, notice of intent by 60 Cross Street Realty Trust, 2012, for the construction of a new single-family dwelling and associated access and utility improvements. And who do we have representing 60 Cross Street Realty Trust 2012?
You have Chris Anderson with Hanning and Engineering.
Chris Anderson, how are you this afternoon, this evening?
I'm doing pretty good. Yourself?
Excellent. All right. Did you want to share your screen?
Yes. Don't mind.
Okay. If it lets you do it, do it.
I just sent the request.
Let me just open that up so everybody can share their screens. All right. How's that working?
There we go. So can everybody see my screen now?
Oh, color.
All right. I would also respectfully ask if the commission would consider also reviewing a few other items that are associated with this project, primarily project of notice of project change for 64 and 68 Cross Road, as well as the review of 60 Cross Road. They're all one giant project, and we're just looking to update a few small items on it as we prepare for the planning board stormwater permit application.
Are they the same notice of intent?
They're an old order, notice of intent / order conditions that was issued a while back. We're just doing minor modifications to comply with the stormwater permit with the planning board.
Unfortunately, if it's not to this specific notice of intent, we would have to have it listed on our agenda.
It is listed on the agenda under 6D and A.
Okay, I do see those. All right, let's do this one first, and then we can jump out to those quick.
Okay, great. Again, just record Chris Anderson with Hannigan Engineering here on behalf of 60 Cross Street Realty Trust 2012 for a notice of intent for the construction of a single-family home. The property currently is undeveloped and has a bordering bordering vegetated wetland that encompasses pretty much around the entire property. It is the intent to construct a single-family home. Access will be provided off of Pine Grove, which runs along the bottom of the page here. It extends into the property just inside the 100-foot buffer zone and fish hooks into the proposed structure. The actual structure itself, with the exception of a rear deck area, would be outside the 100-foot buffer zone, with the driveway being outside the 50-foot with minor grading extending from the driveway through the 100 to 50 and just inside the 50-foot buffer zone. No work would be performed within the 30-foot buffer. As I stated earlier, this project is associated with a larger development that's going before the planning board. So we have included stormwater mitigation features into the project. That would include a filter strip along the downhill side of the driveway to capture the runoff as it runs across the driveway before going down the slope, as well as a roof drain system to capture the roof runoff from the proposed structure as well. Upon the completion of construction, everything will be loamed and seeded for stabilization. I will note we are calling out providing a wildflower conservation seed mix along the side slope from the driveway towards the wetland area in order to provide a little bit more of a natural revegetation in the area. With that being said, we also, like I said, we went before the planning board. We're going through peer review comments relative to stormwater, and we had minor modifications, but we are looking to get that closed out with planning board at their next meeting. We did receive DEP comment. If the commission would like, I can run through those real quickly. They're relatively minor in nature. If they would like.
Yes, please.
So the initial comment was relative to the floodplain mapping and the zone AE that surrounds Lake Whalum. If the members might remember, when we permitted 64 and 68 Cross Road, a similar question came up. When you look at the floodplain, did the FEMA panel show up?
I believe you had submitted a plan of the 512.9 line.
Correct. Yeah. So
Bring that up.
that's what I'm trying to get that up here. Can everybody see my screen still?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Lake Whalum does have a zone A associated with it at the 512.9. When you look at the actual topography of the site, a natural earthen berm, what we're presuming is natural at this time, effectively creates a barrier between Lake Whalum and this portion of the property. But that berm is above the floodplain elevation for the lake, thus creating a natural barrier and pushing the water towards Leominster, if you will. So even though the site is effectively below the floodplain elevation, it never gets onto the property based on the natural topography of the area. This was a similar question that was brought up, so we're just restating that determination. The second comment was relative to TSS removal worksheets. That was a comment that was also brought up by Graves Engineering, and we have addressed that with them as part of the updated stormwater analysis. And the third comment, is relative to a perpetual condition for stormwater O&M activities, operation maintenance activities, if you will. And we see no major concern if the commission would like to have a perpetual condition set up for that as well. That being said, that's the general gist of the project. If there's any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Thank you, Chris. Did you have an O&M plan for the maintenance of the stormwater structures?
Yes, it was included in the drainage analysis.
Okay, and we do have a copy of the updated one?
We can have that provided to the commission. Nothing changed on it specifically, the revisions, but that can be provided as well.
Okay, just where it was DEP called it out, we should probably just have the backup data for it.
Yep.
And when were you looking to do construction? My only concern, what's the slope going away from the driveway? It looks like a fairly steep slope.
That would be about a 2-to-1 slope, which is why we're going with the more wildflower conservation mix, because it has a more broad spectrum of seed mixtures into it that will help stabilize that.
Okay. Yeah, I guess my only concern is to schedule the project, and we'll probably just call it out in the order of conditions that is graded, finished, and seeded with enough time for it to take root prior to the end of the growing season in the fall.
Yep, it's the intent that ideally this would be they would start at least construction during the late summer timeframe. So that would fall in line with their intended construction sequence.
Okay, yeah, that would be my only concern, is to make sure that has a chance to vegetate prior to the fall. I do see that Commissioner Wilson has her hand up. Go ahead, Mary.
Thank you, Rich. Going back to the floodplain map, if you would, just if you could point kind of with your cursor or something, the general area on this map that the house would be located.
House is located right here.
Okay.
And they are showing the 30, 50, and 100-foot buffers on there too to help show where the house is.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was. It seems to be well out of the floodplain though. That's why I was kind of thinking I wasn't looking at it right. So thank you. Now let's go back to the plan drawing. The way you have the driveway drawn, it looks like the driveway is going to have a slope to the right and downhill. Is that accurate, or will the driveway itself be?
Nope, that's correct. It would be pitched
Yeah.
towards the page right, if you will.
Okay. Should that change? I would want to see a similar type of catchment at the pullout area of the driveway. Just so you're aware, if you guys like end up coming back and saying, "Oh, change," then I would expect that to change as well.
Understood?
Okay. Thank you. No more questions or comments.
Any other questions or comments from committee members?
Oop, wait, I do have another one,
Okay.
if I may.
Yep.
Tree line. Where's the tree line going to be? Is that the
The
What?
separation between the light green and the dark green area.
okay? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Any other questions or comments from committee members? Andrea, Mike, and I just got to see if I can find Teddy. There's Teddy. I don't see any hands up. Any questions or comments from members of the public on 30 Pine Grove Road? I am not seeing any. At this point, without any other comments, I would accept a motion to approve the project as presented with a special condition that the grading to the, looks like the east side of the driveway is completed by September 1st and seeded by September 1st to allow for proper vegetation so that we do not have an erosion issue going into the winter time.
Mr. Chair, you have a hand raised, I think for Herlin.
Oh, Herlin, I am sorry.
No
Herlin?
worries. I'm here. Sorry. I was just going to ask if the commission can also request that the BLSF plan be recorded with the order so that there is no confusion as to where the floodplain lays, please.
All right, and so I would add that to a motion that I would accept. So a motion to approve with the scheduling of the grading to the east side of the driveway and the vegetation be in place prior to September 1st, and that the BLFS plan is submitted as part of the order of conditions. So it is
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion by Andrea and a second by
Mike?
Mike.
But believe the original motion was by me, Mr. Chair.
Mary, Kate, and roll call vote. Mary Wilson,
Aye.
Mike LaRouche,
Aye.
Andrea Burnap,
Aye.
Teddy Doucette,
Aye.
and I for myself. Thank you, Chris. That moves that one.
So
Let's
before we
go to
through the chair,
yes,
you
yes,
don't
Chris.
mind just going over the notice of project change for the other houses on this development?
Yep, yeah. I was just going to read that quick.
Okay, sorry.
Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 is amended, the Town of Lunenburg Wetland Protection and Municipal Bylaws. The committee will hear a modification of work to 64 Cross Road. If you want to go forward and tell us what you're looking to change on that.
So 64 Cross Road is for a existing or a proposed single family home that was permitted back in October of 24 and then later revised in June of 25. The only request that we're requesting is to raise the elevation of the actual structure 2.6 feet in order to better accommodate the construction of the foundation drain. With That being said, nothing else on the plan changes. There'll be minor grading modifications in the immediate facility around the dwelling, but the original limits of work as well as stormwater improvements are intended to remain exactly the same. And that would be this house lot right here,
The little one.
the little one. Yep.
Okay. So any additional grading, how far out from the foundation will that take place?
No more than 5 to 8 feet.
Okay. And the house itself is not moving at all? Just because I notice that you're right tight there on the 50-foot no structure zone.
No, sir. It will stay exactly as it is, and the foundation's actually in the ground right now, so it's
Okay. And Herlin, we have the proper documentation for the notice of change?
Yes.
Okay. I myself see that as a de minimis change. I don't see any reason to open up a hearing for a notice of change. I will open it up to members of the commission if they have any questions. I do not see any hands raised. Anybody from the public have any questions on a modification to 64 Cross Road? I currently do not see any hands raised. I will accept a motion to approve the de minimis change to 64 Cross Road.
So moved.
We have a
Second,
motion by Mike and a second by
Mary.
Mary. Roll call vote. Mike LaRouche,
Aye.
Andrea Burnap,
Aye.
Teddy Doucette,
Aye.
Mary Wilson,
Aye.
and I for myself. Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, as amended, the Town of Lunenburg Wetland Protection Municipal Bylaw, the Conservation Commission will hear a request for change to 68 Cross Road. What are we changing there, Chris?
So for this one, we're just adding an additional dry well system to the stormwater management program. This is required in order to provide compliance with the local stormwater bylaw. The original dry well was located over here in the front portion of the house. The second one will be effectively mirrored on the other side of the dwelling. No changes to the grading, limit of disturbance, size of the house, all that aspects of the project will remain exactly the same. We're just adding an additional dry well system in.
Okay, and this is a sewered house, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. I don't see any changes that I'm worried about, and I'll open it up to members of the commission. Anybody on the commission have any questions on 68 Cross Road for the addition of the dry well in the front of the house? Which looks to be probably about, what's that, about 80 feet from the edge of wet?
It would be pretty close to the 80-foot mark, yes.
Okay. I see no hands from commissioners. We'll open it up to the public. Anybody in the public have any questions on 68 Cross Road? I see no hands. So I will accept the motion to approve the de minimis change of the addition of the dry well at 68 Cross Road.
So moved.
Motion
Second,
by Mike, second by Mary. Roll call vote. Mike LaRouche,
Aye.
Teddy Doucette,
Aye.
Andrea Burnap,
Aye.
Mary Wilson,
aye.
and I for myself. Thank you, Chris.
All right, great. Thank you very much. And I appreciate you moving those last few items up.
No problem. Thank you. Have a great evening. Just make sure to get us, what were you getting us? The updated O&M plan or the updated stormwater that you presented to Graves.
Yep, nope. I will send that out tomorrow morning.
Super. Thank you very much. Moving forward, pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, is amended in the Town of Lunenburg Wetland Protection and Municipal Bylaws. The Conservation Commission will hold a hearing on 881 Flat Hill Road. Notice of intent by Nathan Jones for the demolition and reconstruction of a boathouse. And who do we have representing Nathan Jones.
Good evening, Mr. Chair. Matt Morrow representing Nathan Jones.
Good evening, Matt.
So if I could share my screen,
Should be able to.
can you just give me 1 sec. Just got to make sure I get the right one. So bear with me for 1 sec, guys. Sorry. Just had to go back and apparently I must have closed it by accident. So here we go. Let me know when you guys can see that.
I can.
Yep.
Okay. So what we have essentially is we have island that is in the entirety of the island is in the 100-year floodplain. The whole thing is in floodplain. So what we have is a request on the notice of intent by Mr. Jones to take down the existing boathouse here. With the existing boathouse, he had a dock that came out. He's looking to remove that existing dock and install one that would be basically back towards the shoreline a little bit more. It would be cantilevered with a cantilevered ramp for ADA access to board a boat. He has some mobility issues, so there are problems surrounding that. So the original footprint, as I noticed in the notice of intent, was about 177 square feet. This one goes up to about 240, but there is a chunk of it that's actually going to wind up being cantilevered. The plan here was drawn by Toper Land Survey. It was reviewed by DEP. The only question they had was this particular boathouse is on pre-existing sonotubes. They just wanted to know if that was ever permitted. I couldn't find anything in history, but they're like 3 sonotubes that are pretty de minimis. It raises the thing a couple feet off the ground so that you've got flow going underneath. And that's basically it. I mean, it's a small project, simple concept, interesting area. With that, any questions you guys have, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
I did have one question as I was reviewing this, either you or Herlin. I don't see any pictures of an existing boathouse or deck or anything other than just kind of a dock. Is there a boathouse there? Unfortunately, I did not go out on site to see this.
I don't have pictures readily available, but there were pictures, and I'll look through my files and see if I can find any on this computer.
Okay. Herlin?
Hi, so I was on site and there was no boathouse there, but I did see a picture that the applicant had of the boathouse there. And I guess the original boathouse was put in sometime in the 1950s, and it had been there all that time.
When
But
was
right-
the boathouse removed?
As of today, there was no boathouse there.
Did the applicant happen to say when the boathouse was removed? Because I went back through overhead photos to 2005 and didn't see a boathouse or any house.
I mean, the only thing I can say was that must have been just recently because when I was there back last fall, there was a boathouse there. I know because I filed for a demo permit on it, and a demo permit was granted. The demolition that would have been involved would have been basically, it was put together by panels, so he would have basically just unscrewed the thing and then taken it off. It wasn't like any earthwork was involved, and I'm assuming that that would be reflected in what Herlin probably saw on site. It's the only thing I can think of, because I did obtain the permit for him.
Okay. Yeah, I guess unfortunately for myself, not being from down that area, would like to see evidence that the house was there before we put another one up that just, putting up a structure or a closed structure out there on an island that has no facilities just kind of leads to porta potties and sinks and refrigerators and all the signs of life on a secluded island out in the middle of the lake.
Mm-hmm.
I will open it up to other commissioners for any questions. And actually, so just put the plan back up, Matt.
Yes, 1 sec. Let me just get this thing going here. Sorry, guys. I mean, if you recall, I've never been rapid fire on the screen share. Okay, let me know when you can see it.
We got it.
I can see it. So the boathouse that was there was 177 feet, and you're proposing a 240 square foot house now?
Well, it encompassed the boat and the decking that came off of it, the boathouse and the decking.
Okay. And so we have 3 sonotubes that are on site.
Yeah, this will be put back on the same sonotubes.
Okay.
Wouldn't be modified.
And what supports the deck?
That would be cantilever to the new boathouse.
So the deck will not touch the ground at all?
No.
And then we have that, what's that proposed out in the water?
So it's a ramp that would fold out from the deck to allow his wife, basically, who has mobility issues, to be able to get off the boat.
Okay. So she would get off on a seasonal floating dock and then go up the ramp onto the deck?
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to need to see evidence of the house was there and what the size was. But I will open it up to other commissioners at this point. I see Herlin has her hand up.
I just wanted to make a note that when I was out on site with the applicant, he did note that he referred to it as a shed. It's a shed where he would like to store his lawnmower and other things. We spoke about sizes. So just for clarification, if the applicant's representative can clarify if it's going to be a boathouse or if it's going to be a shed for storage, so that the commission can kind of be better prepared to make whatever decision they feel is best.
Okay. So the representation I had was that it was a boathouse and that it was going to remain like a boathouse. So I'm going to have to get clarification on his language.
Okay. Does that answer your
So
question?
I've got
Earl?
some pictures that I'm just finding now that I have to download that show the pre-existing structure when I was out there back in 2025. So I'm just downloading them now if you guys want to bear with me for a minute.
Okay, Mary, you have your hand up.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, I just wanted to also say that I would want to see photos that shows it's come down recently.
If you just want to see what I can do here. It'll take me a few minutes to download them. I know they're on the portal in the building inspectors section. Just want to get, I took these on May 28th of this year. So I am just going to get them on my computer. If you just bear with me for one moment.
Am I allowed to talk at all?
Yeah, just put your hand up.
Oh, I'm on my iPad. I'm honestly, I'm Nathan Jones' fiance.
Okay.
Okay.
If you can just give your name and your address, Kathy.
Absolutely. It's 878 Flat Hill Road, Lunenburg.
Thank you. Yep. Go right ahead.
No, just briefly I'm just listening in. And I'll let Matt and Herlin deal with the rest of it. It is a boathouse. It is a 3/8 inch plywood. It's never been used as a house. It's never been anything as far as refrigerators, bathrooms, nothing of that sort. The boathouse had been taken down because it had fallen apart after 65 plus years. I mean, it lasted as long as it did, but as you can be well aware, New England winters have done its damage on that old of a building. So I just wanted, listening to what there, can you see it now? Yep.
So this picture I took back in last May, not this year, last year, as I was approaching the boathouse with Nathan on the boat. And I don't know if you could see me switching, but that's a close-up of the house. And it's on helical piles. This is going to be removed. There's going to be a cantilevered deck right here with a cantilevered ramp. So this structure right here is actually going to be cantilevered off the new structure. This is just going to be slightly wider on the sides, but it's not going to touch the ground. And it's going to be centered in such a way that you can use the existing sonotubes. So I hope that addresses the commission's question.
Yeah. Thank you for finding that, Matt.
No, thank you for waiting. I appreciate it.
Yep, that does answer my questions.
Did you guys want to look at it, or is it okay if I stop sharing?
Any other questions or comments from commissioners? Any questions or comments from the public on 881 Flat Hill Road? Harlan, as you've been out there, did you have any other questions or comments?
No, I was out there for a while with the property owner, and I asked how things were gonna go, and he did the little boathouse that Matt posted was the picture that he showed me as well. I didn't have any other. It's an island. I mean, I think I asked Matt some questions prior to the meeting about just how the area, if it ever floods. And I think they mentioned that in the 1960s, a dam broke, and that was the only time that area has ever flooded. But aside from that, I didn't have any other questions.
Well, I mean, if you looked at the photos with the vegetation that's established there and what I saw, you didn't see any signs of any recent flooding. So.
And it sounds like they're going to be constructing the shed off-site and then bringing the pieces on and screwing it together. Is that correct?
That's how they normally do it. Yeah, they would bring the pieces in and just build it up. Yes.
Okay, so there's going to be minimal cutting. If they're not doing any grading or site work, I don't really see much reason for silt fence at this point. Herlin, you have your hand up?
Me again, I apologize for that. I did mention something about staging, because I asked the same question, and debris on the island, if they could please maintain some sort of order when it comes to where the construction is happening. The property owner also owns some sort of landing area that's inland, and if they can kind of mitigate their debris trash to that area would be in the best interest.
Okay.
If you want to write that as a condition, I mean, I can review it with my clients to make sure that all the phasing is done and then coordinate that with Herlin.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from commissioners? Any questions or comments from the public at this time? All right, seeing none, I will accept a motion for a -3 determination.
Actually, it would be in order of conditions. I filed a notice of
about that.
intent.
Yep. Did I call? Yep, you're right. I will accept approval with a special condition that building materials and debris be removed daily from the site.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mary,
Second.
second by Teddy. Roll call vote. Mary Wilson,
Aye.
Teddy Doucette,
Aye.
Andrea Burnap,
Aye.
Mike LaRouche,
Aye.
and I for myself. Thank you very much, Matt.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.
If you could email that picture of the prior shed to Herlin, so we just
Yeah, I've
have
got
the file.
A couple of other angle shots too that I've got somewhere that I'll send her everything I've got. So,
Either send it or upload it to the portal.
well, I know it's on the building commissioner's one, so I'll download and re-upload to her side.
Okay.
No big deal.
I had looked. I did not see it in the portal.
It's
Okay,
not
well,
on
just-
the building
I'll
side either.
re-upload everything to Herling so that she
Perfect.
has it directly.
Perfect. Yeah, I opened up the demolition permit, but I didn't see it there from last year.
Okay. Thanks,
Super.
guys.
Thank you very much. Moving forward, pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, as amended, the Town of Lunenburg Wetlands Protection and Municipal Bylaws, the Lunenburg Conservation Commission will hold a hearing on 56 Ruth Street. Notice of intent by Benjamin Builders for the construction of common driveway entrance and related drainage basin and site grading. And who do we have representing Benjamin Builders?
Mr. Chair, Greg Roy with Dillison Roy.
Greg Roy. Good evening, Mr. Roy.
Good evening. Good evening. We have a full agenda, so I'll try
Yes,
to go
we
as fast.
do.
I'll try to go as fast as I can because I'm on most of it.
All right. What do we got?
So, if it's acceptable, I'll share my screen.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
This was 56 Ruth. Yeah, let me bring that in.
How's that? Good. Can you see it?
It looks just like the one I have.
Say that again.
I said it looks just like the one I have.
Okay, good. All right, just for context here, again, Greg Roy with Dillison Roy representing Benjamin Builders at 56 Ruth Street. This is part of a project that is creating 25 lots in the portion of land that's shown on the topo map here on the southerly side of Lake Shirley. There's approximately a 50-acre piece of property. So just to orientate, Round Road comes off of Reservoir Road, and then Parmenter Road comes north, and then Ruth Road is this road right here. So we're looking at the area right in this location. Well, my highlighter is too big, but right in that location there, just for your reference. The application before you this evening is labeled as 56 Ruth Street, but it's actually the driveway that we're proposing for this in this particular location will be a common driveway that will service 3 housing lots. You can see here on the plan, there's a rectangle here, and a rectangle here. Those are the 3 housing, three lots that would be serviced by this common driveway. And what we have here is an isolated wetland right here in the middle of this unimproved cul-de-sac, right in this location here. Less than 5,000 square feet. I think it's a couple thousand square feet in size, so it's pretty small. And so because of that, it is jurisdictional under your local bylaw, under the Wetlands Protection Act. So this filing, a little bit different than usual, was filed only pursuant to your bylaw, not with DEP, because it's not we don't need an order of conditions pursuant to the Wetlands Protection Act. But from your perspective, that matters little, because your bylaw is, of course, more restrictive than the Wetlands Protection Act. So I wanted to go over your bylaws regulatory framework and then end with the specifics of the plan. So in yellow is the edge of the wetland, isolated wetland. This first dashed line right here is the limit of the 30-foot no disturb zone. The next dashed line right here is the limit of the 50-foot no structure zone, like that. And then the sorry, that didn't work. And then the larger, thicker dashed line here in an arc is the limit of the buffer zone. We are proposing. So let me orientate you a little bit. There's an existing cart path that is right in this location here, and it comes in. It kind of circles around the wetland there, and then comes off and goes back over to Fire Road 15 all the way through the property. So our intention was generally to try and not reinvent the wheel with access and try to use that existing cart path as much as we could. But as you can see, it's just too close to the isolated wetland in a few spots. So what we've done is we've proposed to pull the common driveway, the edge of the common driveway back so that it's completely outside of the 30-foot no disturb zone. The area of the cart path then would be naturally vegetated. Most of it would be naturally vegetated, with the exception of 2 detention basins. This project is subject to Massachusetts stormwater management standards, and is in fact has been filed before the planning board pursuant also to your town's stormwater management bylaw. So we have designed 2 stormwater basins. One of them is in this location here, and the other one is in this location here. Both of them are outside of the 50-foot zone because they will be infiltration basins, so we have to hold that 50-foot offset. So in those locations, we are proposing some work within that existing footprint of the existing cart path. But by and large, we've intended to move everything further away from the wetland area, if you will, and then the balance of the work, of course, outside of this arc here. Wow, I'm having trouble here tonight with my technology. This arc here is the edge of the buffer zone. So all the houses and most of the individual driveways are outside of your 100-foot buffer zone. So it's in fact just the portion in the highlighted area, which includes the common driveway portion and the stormwater management features that are inside the 100-foot buffer zone in your associated 50 and 30. I wanted to I guess I did say that we do have a pending application before the planning board for both the special permit for the shared driveway and for the stormwater management permit. So those are ongoing. As part of that process, just for your reference, the planning board has sent this plan and the associated stormwater management calculations out to Walsh Engineering. Graves Engineering. Jeff Walsh is the name of the engineer. To Graves Engineering for a peer review. We have not received comments back on that process yet, but we will be working through those in the next few weeks. I think that's it. I'm happy to take any questions.
Yeah, quick question, Greg.
Yes.
Why did we curve the driveway up to the 30-foot no disturb boundary? Why didn't we just keep it right along the 100-foot and split it off out there?
It has to do with grading, Rich.
Okay.
The grades look better than they actually are, and we have common driveways have to be graded, I think, at 8% maximum, pursuant to the regulations, and then the single individual driveways that come off that have a maximum slope of, I think, 12%. So when you look at the whole thing holistically, you can see all the grading that we have here, especially for this one here. We had to, it all kind of fit together as as a puzzle piece, if you will. So we had to keep believe it or not, we needed length on this to get the grades to work. So we did try to pull that up as much as we could. And we are outside of the 30. We do need to do some grading in the 30, but it's not any closer than the existing cart path is, Rich. So, and that would all be left to naturalize and vegetate.
All right. Can you just submit that as a narrative that you did some alternatives analysis on the driveway and you were not able to get it further away?
Absolutely. Yep.
After looking at it, that's my only request today, and I imagine we're going to continue waiting pending Graves Engineering's review.
Yeah, I mean, we have to go through that process anyway, so probably doesn't make any sense to close your meeting when we would likely have at least some cleanup, or let's see, at least some revisions for their board. So
okay, I'll open it up to members of the commission. Any commissioners have any questions at this time on 56 Ruth Street? I'm not seeing any questions from the public on 56 Ruth Street. All right. Yeah, I would, if you can get us that narrative on the alternatives analysis.
absolutely,
Great.
no
We
problem.
can just review it, and then did you want to continue to the next meeting?
I think so, and then we'll try to keep track of it, and but I'd like to keep the pedal to the metal on these ones if we can.
Yeah. So if you do get the Graves report, make sure just as soon as you get it to send it right off to Herlin.
Gotcha. Yep.
She can review it for us, and then if she has any questions, she can send us out the review.
Sure.
All right. Thank you. So at this point, I see no questions from commissioners. I see no questions from the public. I will accept the motion with the applicant's permission to continue this until it looks like May 20th. Does that sound right, Herlin?
Yes.
All right. I'll accept the motion to continue to May 20th.
So moved.
Motion
Second.
by Mike.
Second.
Second by Mary. All those in favor, roll call vote. Mike LaRouche,
Aye.
Mary Wilson,
Aye.
Andrea Burnap,
Aye.
Teddy Doucette,
Aye.
and I for myself. Thank you, Greg. I'm sure we'll be talking again soon.
Yeah, you got me all night. Sorry.
Moving forward.
Apologize in advance.
Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 is amended. The Town of Lunenburg Wetland Protection and Municipal Bylaws. The Lunenburg Conservation Commission is holding a continued hearing. A notice of intent on 30 Summer Street. Notice of intent by Safe Store Real Estate Company, LLC, for the project that involves floodplain fill and associated compensatory floodplain compensation. I think that's you, Greg.
It is. Thank you. Greg Roy with Dilson Roy, representing the applicant. And I will share my screen again here. I think I'm all queued up. Okay. How's that? Can you see the plan? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So we were here to open this meeting several months ago, and I wanted to open this up by thanking the commission for their patience on this one. We had opened the meeting, had a couple of received DEP comments, I think, after the opening meeting, conducted a continued meeting with the commission where we had addressed the peer review, the DEP comments, which was in a letter, just for your reference, from my office on January 15th. And I'm happy to go back through those if we need a refresher, but effectively, I think we were through that process. We asked that you keep the meeting open again, just like the last hearing. We asked that you keep the meeting open because we had a pending peer review process with the planning board. That process has now finished, and it's actually been finished for a few months. We went 2 rounds with the peer reviewer, addressed their initial concerns. They had a couple of minor cleanup concerns, and they've now issued an all clear. All of their comments have been addressed. So the plan you have now is an updated plan based on those peer review comments that we've worked through. We then continued it for a few more months because our client was looking to was exploring the possibility of making some modifications to the building, working with their architect team. They have indeed made some changes to the building, but they were all internal. So there were no external changes. They were initially thinking they might have made some tweaks that would have required some modifications to the plan. So that was why we kicked the can down the road for so many months. So I do apologize for the long delay here. But just to bring the commission back into focus on this one, this is an area of Summer Street that is located within the 100-year floodplain. So our notice of intent here is only filed pursuant to the bordering land subject to flooding provisions of the Wetlands Protection Act. In unique style, we have no bordering vegetated wetland on this, or no riverfront area, or some of those conventional, more normal reasons why we file. So this is indeed just a floodplain, filing. We are proposing, so the heavy line on the plan here, right like this, is the limit of the 100-year floodplain per the new FEMA maps, which was issued this past summer. It goes around like this and it snakes around. The area in the middle of this, so the center of the plan right in here, is the area that's outside of the floodplain. The areas surrounding this are the areas that are inside the floodplain, or below the floodplain elevation, if you will. So we have to do work within that area by necessity, just because most, to get to the, get onto the site, you're within the floodplain. So we have provided the floodplain compensation tables. We're compensating well in excess of what we are filling, and we've mitigated stormwater and all those things. So it's a fully compliant stormwater management plan that has been reviewed again by the planning board. Additionally, the planning board also had to issue a floodplain special permit as well, per the local bylaw, which is before them as well. So they sort of peer reviewed it with respect to all of those metrics. So just for memory, just to bring everybody, there's parking located in the front of the site, and then the building is rather large. It's a rectangular shaped building like this. Most of the site is paved or a building today. So existing conditions is pretty much almost 100% pavement, with the exception of the back of the site. We're actually reducing the amount of impervious area on the site. So again, without doing any stormwater mitigation, we're reducing the amount of runoff because we're going to be increasing the infiltration on site by reducing the impervious area. So it's one of those unique projects redevelopment projects, if you will, where just doing nothing would improve several metrics, several of the standards, stormwater standards. But we are also putting in mitigation, TSS removal, a fully compliant stormwater operation and maintenance plan, long-term pollution prevention plans, and all those other items that are required by the Massachusetts Stormwater Management Standards. So I think that's it. I'll take any questions or comments that you might have.
And did you submit with us as well an O&M plan for the basins?
Yes, you do have all that. You may not have the latest and greatest. I think you have the latest and greatest plans, but you may not have the latest and greatest stormwater report that's free and clear of Graves' comments. So we can certainly submit that for record.
Okay. If we can, and you're looking for approval this evening?
If you're willing, I think we're in my view, we're ready for that. And of course, I don't want to put the cart before the horse unless you have questions that need answering.
I don't. I've been looking at this for a while now. And this is fully in Lunenburg. I just don't happen to see the property lines.
Yeah, the Fitchburg line, I think, is over here, Rich.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one or two properties away from Fitchburg, so it is fully in Lunenburg. Yes.
All right. No, I do not have any more questions at this time. I'll open it up to members of the commission. Any commissioners with questions on 30 Summer Street? I see none. I'll open it up to members of the public. Seeing none, I will accept a motion. Oh, I have one. Mary Wilson.
I think you're on mute, Mary.
You guys can hear me better if I'm not on mute. Yes, so thank you. I wasn't able to attend the last meeting, and work's been crazy, so I haven't been able to review the video or the recording. Was this discussed at the last meeting? I'd like to determine if I'm allowed to vote on it or not.
It was discussed probably back in February, Mary.
I remember it then.
Oh yeah, we haven't discussed it. We have not done any. We have not had any testimony on this since then.
Okay.
So we
then
weren't
I
here.
should be able to vote on it.
We weren't here 2 weeks ago. We didn't
Okay.
discuss it 2 weeks ago.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. All right. Any other questions or comments from commissioners or the public on 30 Summer Street? Seeing none, I would accept a motion to approve with the special condition that the most up-to-date O&M plans and stormwater reports are submitted prior to receipt of the order of conditions.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mike.
Second.
We have a second by Mary. Roll call vote. Teddy Doucette.
Aye.
Andrea Burnap.
Aye.
Mike LaRouche.
Aye.
Mary Wilson.
Aye.
And I for myself. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you very much.
Moving forward, pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 as amended, the Town of Lunenburg Wetland Protection and Municipal Bylaws, Lunenburg Conservation Commission will hold a hearing, will open up a continued public hearing for 860 New West Townsend Road. Notice of intent by Daniel and Rachel Brackett for a common drive to provide access to 4 residential lots. Herlin, you have your hand up.
This applicant requested a continuance earlier today.
All right, I will accept a motion to continue 860 New West Townsend Road until May 20th at the request of the applicant.
So moved.
Motion
Second.
by Mike, second by Teddy. Roll call vote. Andrea Burnap,
Aye.
Mike LaRouche,
Aye.
Mary Wilson,
Aye.
Teddy Doucette,
Aye.
and I for myself. Moving forward, pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 as amended, in the Town of Lunenburg Wetland Protection and Municipal Bylaws, Lunenburg Conservation Commission will open a continued public hearing on 922 Flat Hill Road. Notice of intent by Mike Petoskey for the construction of a single-family home with a garage. Do we have an applicant or somebody representing Mr. Petoskey?
Yes, good afternoon. It's Larry Green. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Mr. Green.
How are you?
Excellent.
Right. Would you like me to share my screen?
That would be perfect.
Yeah, so I can. Let's see if I can do this.
We have faith that you can.
Can you see that?
Not yet.
Not
But
yet.
It's trying. There we go.
Awesome. All right. So good evening. Just if you recall, we were back here maybe a few months ago regarding this, basically a redevelopment of existing lot on Flat Hill Road, where it has a perennial stream to the rear of the lot. So we had some discussion back and forth. So we took all your input in here and we've updated the plan. So you guys requested that. So I'll kind of zoom in around over here. Unfortunately, there was some tree removal cut prior to issuing a permit. So we've added those existing trees that had been removed. And then to help replicate that, we're proposing some trees on this side, some magnolia, some crab apples, and a sycamore, and then some evergreen buffering kind of on the bottom on that other side lot line. Other comments you asked us to include were showing us, I'm going to bounce around, my apology not to get you dizzy, the kind of existing tree line. And then the other comment was, unfortunately, the surveyor missed that this project did actually have a 100-year floodplain. So we have added that line. It's kind of that squiggly line that comes through here. So we have added that to the plan as well. And then that is now reflected on kind of the grading plan associated with the septic plan. Unfortunately, now with that line, there is some work within that 100-year floodplain. So we are providing compensatory storage to accommodate that fill. And then also what we've also done is to provide to kind of help improve the project is kind of in the front, it's kind of this rectangle here in the front portion of the lot. We've included some roof infiltration. And then we've also this part of the driveway, we've also provided a P-stone diaphragm to help provide some roof driveway infiltration. And then we also kind of just beefed up everything kind of topographically kind of goes high to low from Flat Hill down. We had a double row of erosion control right on that kind of that limit of grading right on the rear of the lot. I mean, at the rear of the grading. And that's a quick summary. I'll take some questions if you need.
Okay, on the plan here, did you have the calculations of the disturbance or additional disturbance in the inner and outer riparian zones?
So yes, we updated, not on this plan, but I could forward to you. I did update the wetland impact forms to the, it is on, actually, I do have it I did send you guys a memo. I tried to. So it does talk about, I think the whole, unfortunately, the whole lot it's so short that the whole lot actually is within the riverfront. So the total lot area is 15,354. That's within the riverfront, and we're altering, unfortunately, just right around 10,882 square feet. And then just to give you kind of the overall picture, this project did have to go in front of the ZBA since the lot's pre-existing non-conforming, it did obtain a special permit for that. And then this project is also obtained a permit from the Lunenburg Board of Health for a new well and new septic system.
All right. I'll open it up to fellow commissioners at this time. Harlan, I see your hand up.
I just wanted to make a point that Mr. Green did upload materials, but he uploaded them to the building permit application, not the notice of intent application. So if the commission does not see the new, I think he provided a small narrative and new updated plans. They're just uploaded to the wrong application.
Yeah. My apologies.
Okay. That's 2671, Harlan, building
I believe
permit
so.
number.
Yes, 2671. There should be two
Okay.
uploads to that.
Yep, the last two. Okay. All right. Mary, I see you have your hand up.
Yes, thanks, Mr. Chair. So I just wanted to go back to the disturbance piece of the update. So what is the proposed disturbance in the inner riparian zone, and what was the previous level of disturbance in the inner riparian zone?
So basically, the new alteration is basically we get this work right here basically to address the creating the compensatory storage for the work within the floodplain.
Okay, but the house is actually, the footprint's expanding, so that's also a disturbance, right?
Are you talking the total site, or are you just talking new? My apologies.
The total site. What's
The
the
total site is that 10,882, I believe is the number.
okay?
That's-
And what was the disturbance as it is now?
Currently on the lot.
Well, yeah. So there's some grandfather disturbance there, and then the new project adds more disturbance. I'm trying to determine what the
Oh,
new disturbance is.
so I don't have that number in front of me. My apologies. So the existing disturbance would be the existing house, the driveway. If you're calling lawn disturbance, then basically all the lawn area goes right down right to that almost to the floodplain.
Yeah, established lawn. How much? I'm not worried about the lawn so much. Because that's still going to allow infiltration. The house won't. The driveway won't.
So you're probably talking a couple thousand square feet for the house and driveway.
Okay, that's. I would actually like to see that quantified,
Okay.
and I would like to see that quantified on the drawing.
Gladly. Yep, we can do that.
That's all for me, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mary. Any other questions or comments from commissioners? Any questions or comments from the public? All right, seeing none at this point, with Mary looking for more information, was there any other information you wanted, Mary, other than the before development and after development disturbance in the inner and outer riparian zones, and if you can quantify both zones separately?
Sure.
Yeah, that's correct. No, that's it. Thank you.
That was yes, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Right. All right. I guess at this point then, with the applicant's permission, we'll continue this until May 20th.
Okay. We'll provide that information.
Okay.
Thank you.
And it sounds like that's it at this point. Present us with that, and then we can move forward.
Great. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for your time.
All right. I will accept a motion to continue 922 Flat Hill Road until May 20th.
Great. Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mary, second by Teddy. Roll call vote. Mary.
Aye.
Andrea Burnap.
Aye.
Mike LaRouche.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I was not present at the 4:15 commission meeting, so must I recuse myself on this vote?
You probably should until you can fill out Mullins form. And that's the only one of this series you've missed?
No, I've missed all of the ones in this continued hearing section.
Oh, I meant for this one address.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, if you've only missed one, then yes, you can do the Mullins form, just continue or just recuse at this time.
All right. I wish to recuse at this time, Mr.
Okay.
Chair.
All right. And then we'll just expect the Mullins form before the 20th, and then you can participate then. And I, for myself, that still gives us a quorum of 4. So thank you, Lar. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
Please. Thank you. Enjoy your night.
You too. Moving forward, pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 is amended, the Town of Lunenburg Wetland Protection and Municipal Bylaws. Lunenburg Conservation Commission will open a continued hearing at 189 Hemlock Drive. Notice of intent by David Catralis and Corey Dow Catralis for an addition and removal of stone patio. And do we have an applicant or an agent present for
Mr. Chair, Greg Roy with Dillson Roy, representing the applicant. I believe Corey Dow Catralis is on the call as well. So at least I believe the applicant is here as well. I'll share my screen here for you if that's okay.
Go right ahead.
I'm filling in for Ryan Proctor this evening. I did not represent this, but this was the only one Ryan had on, and I had to be here for the rest of the night. So here I am. My understanding is that the commission reviewed this at the last time we were before you. The plan-related changes that we had done back in early April, I think, had satisfied the commission. But there is an outstanding question that was raised at the last meeting about an old order of conditions that is still outstanding. So I think that it was continued to try and gain some more clarity on that. So I see Herlin's hands up. So
it's me again. So I had a conversation with Ryan where I couldn't find physical files for the previous order of conditions that was issued for this property. I did see that the applicant for the previous work just recorded the notice of intent instead of the order. So I reached out to my circuit rider and I haven't heard back from her. But under the Wetlands Protection Act, you can have multiple orders open for one parcel as long as the projects are different and it's not the same project. And I relayed that to Ryan so you guys can move forward with this. And then the commission can decide whether or not they want to issue the order of conditions or not.
sounds reasonable to me.
All right, I will open it up to any members of the commission that have questions on 189 Hemlock Drive. Seeing none, I'll open it up to members of the public. Anybody in the public have a question on 189 Hemlock Drive? Jenny Puthra.
I'm here. I just wanted to say that I was satisfied at the last meeting and I would be ready to move forward with the vote.
Okay, thank you, Jenny. And Herlin, how would you recommend that Greg proceed with the outstanding order of conditions?
I'm going to do some more research and see if I can find it. I'm not sure where it could be, but once we dig that up, I will reach out to Dillson Roy and see if they want to close out that order.
Okay.
This could have been in the period. Was this in the like 2021 or 2022 timeframe, Herlin? Was that what I was led to believe? Yeah.
And you guys were not the representatives at that
We
time.
weren't.
So if the property, anybody can request a certificate of compliance. It doesn't have to be even the property owner. It could be anybody. So I will reach out to the property owner as well once we kind of locate the order of conditions. I'm pretty sure DEP has it. It's just they might just be a little busy at the moment.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right. If Harlan's got control of it, that's good enough for me. I see no questions from commissioners. I see no questions from the public. I'll accept the motion to approve the notice of intent at 189 Hemlock Drive.
So moved.
Motion by Jenny. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Teddy. Roll call vote. Jenny Puthra.
Aye.
Andrea Burnap.
Aye.
Mike LaRouche.
I need to recuse myself, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mike. Teddy Doucette.
Aye.
And I for myself. So
Thank you.
yeah, keep working on it with Herlin, Greg, and we'll go from there. I mean, if it wasn't recorded, technically, we really can't give you a certificate of compliance because the order wasn't recorded, so it was never valid. in my mind, I would think you would just have to refile a new notice of intent. So we can issue the order of conditions, and then we can do a certificate of compliance, but we'll let Harlan work with the circuit rider.
Yeah, I mean, if it's expired, I'd say that we may be able to still record it if it's not expired. We'll see what happens when we get it.
Yep, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Moving forward, pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 is amended the Town of Lunenburg Wetlands and Protection of Municipal Bylaws. The Lunenburg Conservation Commission will open a continued public hearing for 855 Massachusetts Avenue. Notice of intent by the Town of Lunenburg for the management of vegetation at Marshall Pond. Do we have anybody here from the town or from the contractor looking to discuss the vegetation management?
Yep.
Have you heard anything, Harlan? Oh, no, we do have somebody, Matt.
Matt Ladwig from TRC is here.
Okay. You want to present your application?
I think we presented everything to the commission previously. I think the only outstanding question last time around was we didn't have a file number for Mass DEP issued yet. But if the commission has any other questions on the application, we can take those as well.
Okay. Did we receive the?
We did, yes. That came in yesterday.
All right. Were there any comments on it?
There was one comment about vegetation, native vegetation in the pond. Just pulling it up real quick so I can read it to you. Mass DEP's comment was native aquatic vegetation is important to wildlife habitat. Higher value wildlife habitat is achieved when there is at least 30% coverage of native aquatic plant species. Mass DEP recommends managed treatment rather than eradication within areas dominated by native species. So as we presented to the commission, the target of this program is not to eradicate native plant species. We're focused on fanwort, which is a non-native plant species, and then doing some thinning of remaining vegetation if it's a white water lily, which is also present at a nuisance level on the pond. So there shouldn't be any issue with maintaining more than 30% of vegetation cover in the pond.
Okay, and just to refresh our memory, what were you using for an herbicide?
We have a few different things proposed. Fluoridone is the primary herbicide we're anticipating using this year. The trade name on that is Sonar. That targets the fanwort. We also have flumioxazin as a contact herbicide for more discrete use in the future should we need it, or we can just go in and do a spot treatment. And then we have a couple of the other herbicides that could be applied specifically to exposed leaves on the water lilies if needed. Those are imazamox and glyphosate.
Okay. Harlan, you have a question?
I just wanted to make a comment with regards to the DEP comment. Typically, I would be in agreement with DEP, but the vegetation overgrowth in this pond has become such a nuisance that sometimes we get calls from abutters for sulfuric smell because the rotting vegetation is so bad. I think we had somebody call thinking that their septic gave out and it was actually the vegetation at this pond. So I wanted to make a note of that, that ideally we would like to see some vegetation left behind, but it's so overgrown that I think the best thing to do would be to go and clean it out and then also give some opportunity to, native species to actually grow in.
Okay. Did you happen to have a percent coverage of native plant material to have them leave so that we can ensure that it does grow back?
Not off the top of my head. Honestly, I thought it would be best if we started with a clean slate. I would never go this route, but the smell and that area is so bad that I think this might be the best route. I think, Matt, you said you were going to leave more than 30%, right?
Yeah, right now, just so the commission's aware, we have essentially 100% coverage across the whole pond. And almost all of that is invasive fanwort. So like Herlin said, we want to really knock out the majority of that growth because it's all a non-native species. There are native species in the pond that will help to revegetate it once the fanwort is knocked back. So that's kind of our goal.
Okay, so if we maybe just threw a special condition on there that you will try and not eradicate the native species that are currently growing in there and leave at least 30% of the native plant material in place, which we'll know if it's 100% coverage of fanwort, you're gonna kill all that off, and you're not gonna have 30% coverage with the native. So I would just recommend that you leave as much native material there as possible.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah, just to cover their recommendation, but like if it is almost 100% covered with the fanwort, that's going to kill off almost everything in the pond to start with. So, any other questions or comments from commissioners? Any questions or comments from the public on 855 Massachusetts Avenue? Seeing none, I will accept a motion to approve with a special condition that the vendor or applicant will take special precautions to not eradicate the native aquatic plant species that are currently in the lake.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mary, second by Jenny. Roll call vote. Mary Wilson.
Aye.
Teddy Doucette.
Aye.
Mike LaRouche.
I recused myself, Mr. Chair, because I was not present at the 4:15 meeting.
All right. Andrea Burnap.
Aye.
Teddy Doucette.
Aye.
And I for myself.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I would point out at the 4:15 meeting, this hearing was continued without meaningful dialogue. So Mike LaRouche could vote if he wanted to.
In that case, Mary, I'd like to vote aye.
Okay, Mike
Very
votes
good.
aye. Super. All right, application is approved. Thank you, Matt. Have a great night.
Thank you, you too.
Moving forward, pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 is amended, the Town of Lunenburg Wetland Protection and Municipal Bylaws. Lunenburg Conservation Commission will open a continued public hearing at 4 Parmiter Road, PAK 10 Parmiter Road, Lot 16. Notice of intent by Benjamin Builders for the construction of a single-family home.
Mr. Chair, Greg Roy with Dilson Roy, representing the applicant.
Good evening, Greg.
Good evening. And I should have noted at the first meeting that I believe Allie with Benjamin Builders is present too, just for the record.
Hi, yes, I am here.
Thanks, Allie. Sorry I didn't introduce you before.
No worries.
Okay, so we were before you, I think, a month ago with this with this project. This again is part of a larger 25 lot A&R subdivision on the southerly portion of Lake Shirley. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to share my screen. We can't do two things at once, sorry. We received some comments from the commission, and actually I think it was shortly before, an hour or two before the meeting, we received some comments from the DEP on this as well. So we have revised the plans and sent that plan back into you. I think it should be in your in the portal, along with a response letter that was dated the 16th of April. And so I'd like to just go down through the comment response letter and just give you an overview of the comment and how it was how we have responded to it. Your commission had 6 comments. So these first 6 are all from you folks. The first comment was to requested that we upload a copy of the recorded A&R, which we have, the A&R plan, which we have done. So that should be on your in the portal for your use. It's also recorded at the Registry of Deeds at this point too, so it is a matter of public record now. Comment 2 was to include additional construction details for the stormwater devices, including the planting for the rain garden. So we have added and updated a detail on sheet 2 of the plan. I'll just briefly go and show you. We have a cross section providing a little bit more clarity, and also a planting schedule for that for the rain garden. Comment 3 was to update the legend to include a proposed limit of work line and label it on the plan. So we have done that. Added that down there and added those labels for you on the plan for clarity. Comment 4 was to label the proposed erosion control barrier. So again, that has now been labeled. You can kind of see this note right here. So for clarity, we've labeled that for you. Comment 5 was to address the runoff at the intersection of the proposed driveway and the right-of-way. Generally speaking, our proposed design here, we've actually super elevated the driveway, and we've super elevated it towards a diaphragm trench or a stone infiltration trench right here. And that's going to end at this pipe right here, and it's going to actually flow back in and capture the water and push into the rain garden area there. So there may be a real small portion down here on the apron that won't make it into that basin, but we're really going to be just limited to within the right of way. So the lion's share of the driveway will be mitigated through those 2 primary devices. There was a comment that Parmenter Street was labeled as Parmenter Road. Our records show it as Parmenter Road. So we've kept it that way on the plan. The next 4 comments were DEP comments. DEP requested that we do test pits in the rain garden areas, which we have done throughout the entire site actually. So you can see this oval shaped symbol right here. That's our soil test log, and we've updated the plans with the logs. You can see the deep test pit information right here. And we have really good soil here. So we no issues relative to groundwater offsets or soil texture. The next one was adequate pre-treatment is required for an infiltrating BMP to achieve the listed credit percentage of TSS removal. So it's required that we update our TSS, our TSS calculation train. We have done that and updated that, and it is attached to this to the letter. Number 9. The applicant should provide a list of plant species for all proposed strata that are proposed to be constructed in the rain garden. So we, as I mentioned, we did include that planting specification on sheet 2, showing those. And those are right out of the stormwater handbook. We took those species right out of the recommended list from the stormwater handbook. And number 10 was that the applicant should refer to the stormwater handbook for more robust O&M plan recommended for rain gardens. So we did update the stormwater O&M, and we have resubmitted it back to your commission. That was it for that. Those comments were issued along with the DEP file number, which is 1377. So I did want to just before I stop talking, which I'm trying to do quickly. I did want to say that this also has an ongoing stormwater review with the planning board. This particular one only has that from the planning board because it's a single driveway, not a shared driveway, unlike the first one that we did. So, but there is an application process with the planning board with this as well. So that is all. Happy to take any questions or comments.
I had a quick question, Greg. I thought you had to have 40,000 square feet of upland to build on a lot.
You have to have 80% of the required. I think it's 80%. You have to have a certain percentage, Rich, of the, maybe it's 90 of the required area in the zoning district, which in this case is 40,000 square feet. So you'll see on the A&R plan that metric is documented on the A&R plan.
Okay, so it's on the A&R plan. So you had to have 32,000 square feet of upland.
Yeah.
And
we do have that on this lot.
32,001.
I'm not sure what it was, but I remember checking it.
Okay.
It was a metric for how we drew the lines.
No. Yeah, if you said you've checked it, then I wanted to make sure that I was not dreaming.
Nope, you're absolutely correct.
Okay. Sounds like you've taken care of all of the prior questions that we had and DEP's comments. I will open this up to members of the commission. Do we have any questions from members of the commission on 4 Palmer Road? Seeing none, I'll open it up to members of the public. Anybody in the public have any questions on 4 Palmer Road? Seeing none, I will accept a motion to approve the notice of intent as presented. Don't everybody talk over each other.
So moved.
We have a motion, Mary, and a second by
Jenny.
Jenny.
I will point out, Mr. Chair, we did not take testimony 2 weeks ago on this one either. I believe it was 4 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago, whatever that was.
Super. Roll call vote. Mike LaRouche.
Aye.
Jenny Puthra.
Aye.
Teddy Doucette.
Aye.
Mary Wilson.
Aye.
Andrea Burnap.
Aye.
And I for myself. Thank you, Greg.
You bet. Is it acceptable to just keep sharing my screen? I got the next 4 hearings. Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Yep, you can prep while I read.
All right.
Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 is amended in the Town of Lunenburg Wetland Protection and Municipal Bylaws. The Lunenburg Conservation Commission will open a continued hearing for 99 Round Road, PAK 10 Palmer Road, Lot 22. Notice of intent by Benjamin Builders for the construction of a single-family home.
Mr. Chair, Greg Roy with Dillson Roy, representing the applicant.
Good evening, Greg.
This may end up being a little bit like deja vu for the next couple here, but we'll go through it again. So we're here for 83 Round Road or Lot 17. I should say when we originally filed these, we did not have addresses, but we have done an address request now that the A&R plan has been recorded at the Registry of Deeds. So I think that'll assist in clarity moving forward with these lots. So this lot is known as 83 Round Road. Just for reference, lot 16 that we just spoke about is immediately adjacent. So this is the same wetland that we're talking about before. Lot 17 is off of Round Road. The other one was off of Parmenter. So again, we opened this meeting, I think 4 weeks ago. Your commission had some comments and DEP had issued their file number along with some comments. So I'll just go through and summarize those comments for the record. Again, commission, these are going to sound repetitive, but I'll just do them real quick for the record. You asked for the A&R plan to be uploaded. We've done that. You asked to include additional construction details for the stormwater devices, including the plantings for the rain gardens. So we have done that in similar fashion to the last one. I'll just show you that you can see here that we have that similar detail here. You asked for the legend to be updated. So we did do that. And we've relative to the next comment, we've also labeled and clarified the location of the erosion control barrier as requested. And fifth, we very similar comment. to before about the just making sure we don't have any icing or excess runoff that's running down onto the onto Round Road. Generally speaking, we designed it to mitigate against that. So this is the same type of proposal. We have a infiltration trench along the outer side of that driveway where we're super elevating, and then pushing any water that comes down to the end of that infiltration trench into that rain garden there. So again, that design was not only intended to meet the performance standards of the Massachusetts stormwater management standards, but also to mitigate that very thing, to make sure we're capturing all that water from the driveway and impervious surface. DEP had 4 additional comments. They asked for test pits in the rain garden areas. We have done that and added the soil log and information to the plan. Again, very favorable soils here. No issues with groundwater offsets and the like. Adequate pre-treatment is required for infiltrating BMPs, and they asked us to revise our TSS removal calculations. We did that again and have submitted those along with this cover letter. Again, they asked for a list of plant species for the rain garden, and we have provided that, clarified that. And they asked for an updated stormwater operation and maintenance plan for the particularly for the rain garden to make that a little more robust, which we have done and submitted to you. And again, that was it. Happy to take any questions or comments.
Thank you, Greg. Any questions or comments from commissioners? And I forgot to ask on the last one, Greg, I assume the O&M plan for the rain gardens is part of the submittal?
Yes, sir. Yep, you have it on the portal.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the public on 83 Round Road? Or was this 99?
83.
83.
Yeah, right. Yep.
All right, seeing none, I will accept a motion to approve the notice of intent for 83 Round Road.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Jenny and a second by Mary. Roll call vote. Jenny Puthra.
Aye.
Andrea Burnap.
Aye.
Mike LaRouche.
Aye.
Mary Wilson.
Aye.
Teddy Doucette.
Aye.
And I for myself. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
Moving on. Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 is amended in the Town of Lunenburg Wetland Protection and Municipal Bylaws. The Lunenburg Conservation Commission will open a continued hearing on 99 Round Road, PKA 10 Parmiter Road, Lot 22.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Greg Roy with Dilson Roy, representing the applicant at 99 Round Road. So we are now a couple lots removed from where we just were talking, further down Round Road. And again, in similar fashion, we received some comments from the commission and some DEP comments, and I'll just go through those for the record, and I think they're going to sound pretty familiar. We've uploaded the A&R plan to this portal. We've included additional construction details for the stormwater, including the plantings for the rain gardens. Again, I'll just that is on this sheet this time. And we've updated the legend and the note relative to the erosion control barrier and the limit of work. And same thing with the runoff situation. All these were designed, in pretty similar fashion. We've got the standard infiltration trench along the edge of the driveway with a pipe directing the rest of the flow to the rain garden across the driveway. So it's a pretty standard treatment here to try to meet performance standards, but also address any minimize any water or icing concerns. And then you had a comment to revise the erosion control barrier such that it does not cut through the proposed rain garden location. So I think we inadvertently had a bad a bad erosion control barrier. I'm actually not seeing an erosion control barrier here, so we may owe you erosion control barrier around the rain garden. So I think we need to. Looks to me like we need to add a erosion control barrier right here. So we can certainly take care of that. DEP had 4 comments. Again, test pits. We did test pits in that location and have included the test hole on the plan. You can see the test pit log is right here, and the test hole is right there in the basin. They had the same comments about TSS removal and updating our TSS removal calculations. We did that again and have submitted that back. They asked for the plant species on the rain garden, which we have included, and they asked for the updated stormwater management operation and maintenance plan be submitted, and we did do that. And you have both the updated TSS and the updated O&M manual, and that is it.
Thank you, Greg. Harlan, I did have a quick question just to get your opinion. I just happened to be reading the O&M plan for all of these, and there's no schedule of reporting. Would you recommend any sort of schedule for reporting on these stormwater structures systems?
Absolutely. Usually with the order of conditions, we require something like that.
Okay.
Greg, I'm not sure if you guys already had one in place. I know that you have so many lots going in at once. Might have been just something you overlooked.
Usually we don't report on an stormwater O&M. That would be pretty rare.
I've seen the requirements from some reports, but I haven't seen reports since starting here in Lunenburg.
Yeah, we don't typically, I don't think the stormwater management policy requires, that to be reported. I mean, you could certainly ask for it as a condition, but it's not typical. It's normal to require to reference the O&M plan, which is why we kind of make it it's in our stormwater report, but we make it a standalone document in the event you want to refer to it specifically in the order of conditions. But
that
it's
could
up
be
to you.
something
It's paperwork. So it's just paperwork, right?
That's something the commission can also look into. Typically, I would like to see O&M plans recorded with the order. Sometimes we pull specific pages out, and the commission can ask for reporting as well too.
That's up to you.
Thank you, Harlan. Jenny, you have your hand up?
And like Harlan just said, in a math class that I took, they recommend attaching the stormwater plan, the O&M, to the order of conditions, and also, recommending some sort of reporting at intervals. And I know that where the town is looking to hire a junior engineer that would be starting to look at those O&M plans and making sure that they're being maintained. So I think that that's definitely something that we should be looking to do.
Okay. And there was no reporting on it, you said, Greg?
I don't think we have we don't have a reporting requirement in our stormwater O&M. That's not to say that I'm sure there's been communities that have required it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that, to address the requirements of the Massachusetts stormwater management policy and what they require you to do, I don't think that they require those inspection reports or maintenance reports to be filed with anybody. But you can certainly ask. It's certainly in your purview to ask for it.
All right, Mary, you have your hand up.
I think reporting's a good idea. That's
Okay.
my feeling. Thank you.
All right. Does anybody, Marilyn, get your hand up again?
Me again. I'm sorry. So I think I'm just going through my mind. In my previous place of employment, we would require even contacts for the maintenance, but this is single family homes, and I think that might be the triggering point. Typically, you see the reportings when it's like a PUD or something that involves an HOA, but the commission can definitely ask for reporting, and we can ask to have the OMP recorded with the order of conditions as well.
Yeah, that's the way we set up the the report. So that it could be attached if you wanted to that, or a stormwater decision with planning board or whatever. So that's fine. It is a single family. I would say, I would agree with Herlin. The projects that I can think back on where reporting has been required has been on a larger, apartment project or a condominium project where there's going to be either a homeowners association or a property management company that's going to be responsible for it. But it's up to you.
Okay. I just happened to bring it up just to see, at this point, we should probably discuss it a little bit further for the next project.
Yep.
So at this point, I would accept a motion to approve 99 Round Road with the special condition that the O&M schedule and plan be submitted or be recorded with the order of conditions.
So moved.
And can we ask, Greg, that you do that to the previous ones as well?
Yeah, I mean, you have them, so you can just attach them. Yeah.
Okay.
When you issue the order, just attach them. I think that's fine. They're a matter of public record anyway. So.
Yeah. All right.
Second.
Motion by Jenny and a second by Teddy, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Roll call votes. Mike LaRouche.
Aye.
Jenny Puthra.
Aye.
Mary Wilson.
Aye.
Mike LaRouche. Teddy, Andrea Burnett.
Aye.
Teddy Doucette.
Aye.
And I for myself. Moving forward, pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 is amended in the Town of Lunenburg Wetland Protection and Municipal Bylaws. The Lunenburg Conservation Commission will open a continued public hearing for 107 Round Road, PKA 10 Parmenter Road, Lot 23.
Okay, Mr. Chair, Greg Roy with Dillson Roy, representing the applicant. And again, we're 107 Round Road here, immediately adjacent to the previous one that we just did. And I will again go through the comments briefly. Commission comments were to upload the recorded A&R plan, which we've done, to include additional construction details for the stormwater devices, including the plantings for the rain garden. Again, we have done that. That's right in this location here. To update the legend and for the limit of work, and also to clarify label the proposed erosion control barrier. So that has been done. We got the erosion control barrier here and limit of work, and then we also have that in the legend, which is somewhere on the plan up here. Comment 5 was to address the runoff at the intersections of the roads. And again, you can see that the driveway here is longer, but we have the trench extending right along the edge of that again, and in similar fashion, discharging into that rain garden area here. And then you asked to provide clarification as to why the project does not propose a common driveway relative to lot 22 and 23. So we provided you some language here, but essentially it was our design goal to propose individual driveways when we could feasibly do them. Shared driveways come with legal agreements and from a long-term, property management, they've just become more complicated. So there was definitely a few that did not make any sense to do long, individual driveways all the way up there. And we have, I think, 4 common driveways on this project. But where it was reasonable to do so, we really wanted to get single driveways just so we could have standalone lots that weren't encumbered by any other, adjoining easements or agreements and things like that. So that was really the goal. By the way, all of on these lots here, on the one that we just talked about in this one, the wetland is across on the opposite side of Round Road, and by and large, we're outside of all of the work is outside of the 50-foot. So we're not impacting, we're quite a ways away from the wetland here and across the street on these two lots in particular. So we felt like it was a reasonable approach. And DEP's comments, again, test pits. So we did do a test pit in the proposed rain garden area. They asked us for the updated TSS removal calculations, which we did provide, and we have also uploaded them to the portal. They asked us to list the plant species for the rain gardens, which we did do, and asked us to update the stormwater O&M plan, which we did do. And I think that's all.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Any questions or comments from commissioners? Any questions or comments from the public? Seeing none, I will accept a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Jenny and a second by Teddy. Roll call vote. Mike LaRouche.
Aye.
Andrew Burnap.
Aye.
Teddy Doucette.
Aye.
Mary Wilson.
Aye.
Jenny Puthra.
Aye.
And I for myself. Is that all of them, Craig?
That's all of them. Yes.
Oh.
You have me for one more minute too, but I'll stop share.
All right. Moving forward, pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, as amended in the Town of Lunenburg Wetland Protection and Municipal Bylaws, the Lunenburg Conservation Commission will open a continued hearing at 1625 Mass Ave. Notice of intent by the Town of Lunenburg Conservation Commission for the construction of an ADA parking and reconstruction of an existing hiking trail at Cowdrey Nature Center.
Thank you. Greg Roy, Dillson Roy, representing the applicant, which is you all this evening. So I think we need to continue this, but I wanted to give the commission a little bit of an update, and then answer any questions that you folks have. But we've done a couple things have happened. We have received DEP comments that we are working through. We had to do a little bit of additional field work, which we've done. And we're just working through addressing those comments. They came to me when I was on vacation, and quite frankly, I didn't get a chance to really move the football much last week, which was my first week back. So we're still working on those comments, and they're just not ready for prime time yet. Shortly thereafter, we received some questions and requests for some additional information from Natural Heritage on the work as well. So we're working on all of that globally to try to get that back in to them. So I think it's a little premature to get too far this evening. We also, I don't want to speak out of turn, but we did do a site walk last week. Mary, Herlin, who else was there? Jenny, Bob Pease, who's on the call. I might have missed somebody. If I did, I apologize. Walk the project so we could get a good feel for it, and talked about some options and alternatives that we're frankly still looking at doing, and we're not quite sure where we're going to land with them. So I think that it would make sense to continue this for a few weeks to kind of be able to address those items and be more prepared to give you a more robust presentation. But I'm happy to take any questions or comments, or if you see it differently, you're the client. So let me know.
All right, super. Any questions or comments from the commission?
I think Greg captured it well. Yeah, there's some other things we wanted him to look at. I think giving him time to look at those things and look at the NHESP and DEP comments would be beneficial. And I don't think there's a big push to do this fast. We just want to do it right.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from commissioners? Jenny?
Gonna piggyback off of what Mary and Greg have said. I agree that this is the best thing to do right now.
Super. All right.
I did want to say while Bob is here that but the rest of you too, the front corners should now be staked and or witnessed. So we my surveyor that went out and did this several months ago staked the other frontage on the other side of the two or three lots where there's that small piece where there's no improved access. I'm not sure how we had a miscommunication there. So you now have the four corners that you own on Townsend Harbor Road staked, including the two where the access is. So apologize for that. It's all done.
Thank you.
Super. Thank you. All right. Any other questions or comments from commissioners or the public on 1625 Mass Ave? Seeing none, I will accept a motion to continue to May 20th.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Jenny and a second by Mary. A roll call vote. Jenny Puthra.
Aye.
Mary Wilson.
Aye.
Teddy Doucette.
Aye.
Andrea Burnap.
Aye.
Mike LaRouche.
Aye.
And I for myself. Thank you very much, Greg.
Thanks, everybody. I'm signing off. Have a good one.
Great night.
Good night.
You too.
Moving forward, pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 is amended. The Town of Lunenburg Wetlands Protection and Municipal Bylaws. The Lunenburg Conservation Commission will open a continued public hearing for notice of intent at 60 Peninsula Drive. Notice of intent by Michael Fallon for the installation of a paver patio.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Nate Fournier, representing the applicant, Michael Fallon. I can go ahead and share my screen.
Okay.
This is a relatively simple project. It is a 250 square foot patio. Oh. Okay, can you all see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So the proposed patio space, this was, there was a site inspection that was done and by Herlin Jamie that captured the project well, but essentially it is currently just bare soil, sand, and the client would like to have a nice surface to be able to enjoy the space without disrupting any of the water flow or sedimentation into the lake. And so we worked together to create a permeable patio situation. I'm with Reimagined Roots. We do specialize in ecological design build landscaping. And so this project would be very minimal as far as water flow and changes. And so this is the existing site. And this is the proposed patio space. And this is my first time working with the Conservation Commission, so I'm happy to receive your guidance on what the best steps are.
Oh, thank you. Do you happen to have a spec sheet on the permeable pavers that you are considering putting in?
The pavers themselves aren't actually, it's the base prep and the installation methodology that creates the permeability. And so I typically use, so Unilock has their spec sheet, but it's based on the depth of gravel essentially for the base stabilization. And so normally a paver patio might be 4 to 6 inches deep. We can make that 6 to 12 or 8 to 12 inches in order to just increase the carrying capacity of that space. So that as the water flows through, it will not be impervious and run off the surface. It'll just percolate into that subsoil.
Okay. And what are they using the space for now?
Right now, he admitted he actually doesn't really use it at all. They had like a small table out there at one point, but otherwise it is just bare sand and soil.
Okay. I guess for myself, where it's in the 30-foot no disturb zone, I don't know how excited I am about putting a whole patio out in that area. A walkway I would think about a little bit more in depth just because of the sand and the condition that's there.
Yeah, right. So if the size is a consideration, it is variable as far as he's like, I just want enough space to sit out there without getting my feet dirty. And so there is some flexibility in the size. And I did submit 2 different proposals. One was within this version, which is inside the 30 foot. And then another one was essentially just moving the whole thing back so that it was outside of the 30-foot buffer. But he was less excited about that, of course.
I mean, unfortunately, and I'm just one voice, but it looks like we already have enclosed part of the house in that 30-foot no disturb zone. So I myself wouldn't be in favor of any more intrusion in that 30-foot zone with blocks and things like that. But at this point, I will open it up to other members of the commission. I see Mary Wilson has her hand up.
So, Rich, I'm aligned with you. 30-foot definition is no touch. So I would be wanting to see something that's outside of 30 foot, particularly where we don't have some pre-existing something there.
All right, thank you, Mary. Herlin, I see your hand up.
Just want to make note that the plan with the patio outside of the 30 foot is up on OpenGov. I don't know if the applicant just wants to move forward with that other plan. Just making a note of that.
Okay. Thank you, Herlin. Any other commissioners have any comments on the plan before us?
Mr. Chair?
Yep, Mike.
I want to sort of concur with Mary's comments and your comments, given that if there's an alternative plan outside the 30, I'd certainly be more inclined to approve something like that if it's available. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Jenny, you have your hand up.
Am I muted still, or did I unmute myself?
You are now unmuted.
Awesome. Okay. We did a site walk here, and I wouldn't call the area disturbed. Like, do you mind if I share my screen?
No, go right ahead.
All right. If it will, it's being kind of dumb. Hold on.
Well, here, I can share mine. I have the picture that's on.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So it's a
Can
very.
Everybody see that?
Not yet.
Come on.
It says you've
Why is it-
started, but also it's like not letting me. There we go. So it is a very sandy, and I think Andrea and Mike, were you there? No, you weren't there for that one. I think it was Andrea and Teddy. Maybe they were out on this one, or maybe it was just Andrea.
I don't recall.
But so this one, if you want to put that picture up again, Rich, or I can put it up.
Yeah, for some reason, it's just coming up as a little picture on my screen. Does everybody see it as a big picture?
I see
Big
it as a
picture.
big picture.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
So it's this area that's right next to those stairs. And if you can see, it's actually like very eroded, and it's sandy. And in my opinion, as one commissioner, I think if it's a permeable paver patio, I think it may be an improvement over what's there, because I think that what's there is very unstable. If you see it in person, you know what I mean, but it's just there's no vegetation there. It's sand, it's a slope going down to the water. So I remember looking at it while I was on site and thinking, obviously not like a patio that's just straight interlocked pavers, but something that might stabilize that area a little bit, I think would be better than what's happening there right now, as you can see in the picture.
As you were out there, Jenny, is there any way to just continue with either the moss or the grass or some mulch or something natural to stabilize the area? I mean, I'd hate to have people listening that decide they're going to go out and just
That's true. Yes.
traipse through an area, and then all of a sudden now we're going to let them do work because the area is not stable.
Yeah, that's actually a really good pointing that out, Richard. I mean, yeah, I think that vegetation obviously would stabilize it, or or mulch, plantings.
Yeah, because I mean, they do have grass right there on the corner, and they do have a moss bed and a planting bed. And so, and I guess I would recommend the applicant, if he does have a plan for the patio outside of the 30-foot no disturb zone, I would like to see it.
Yes, I do.
Super. I'll let you share again.
All right, can you see that?
I'm looking at a list of Unilock.
Oh. Let's see. There we go.
Perfect.
Yeah, so it's essentially the same thing, just scaled back.
Yeah, that's much better from my point of view. Again, I'm just one member. Do we have any, let me just bring up the list. Do we have any other questions or comments from commissioners?
And of course, the next phase, I was excited to propose with him planting native plants and suitable plants all around the perimeter as well. But I know that is separate from the patio itself.
Mm-hmm. Well, as this is a notice of intent, you should be having all of the construction on one permit.
Yeah, and it's tough too. It's one of those things. He's didn't move forward with it. He said, well, let's invest in the time to get the approval or not before we go too crazy. But
okay. Well, you can always file for a change to the order of conditions.
And I guess, would that change just as far as your guys' perspective? Like if part of this proposal was a list of suitable plants with the sole intention of reducing erosion and kind of stream bank stabilization around the patio?
For myself, as long as there's no site work being done, you're just planting plants by hand, I'd have no problem with that. It's just a de minimis change.
But wouldn't increase the likelihood of the patio getting approved.
All right, Mike LaRouche, I see your hand up.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I like this proposal much better. And I like the idea about adding plants by hand as well to mitigate the erosion that has occurred already. So I certainly vote for both of those proposals if that's something that the client would be inclined to do.
I think they can just submit a planting plan and request a de minimis change. And I don't think we'd have a big issue with that as long as they weren't doing any site work other than just the patio itself. So,
okay.
I think that would work. Mary Wilson?
This is a plan I'd be inclined to approve. The other plan I would not be inclined to approve.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from the public or from the commissioners? Any questions or comments from the public? Seeing none, I would accept a motion to approve proposed patio version 2, but presented before us.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Mary and a second by Teddy. Roll call vote. Andrea Burnap.
Aye.
Mike LaRouche.
Aye.
Mary Wilson.
Aye.
Teddy Doucette.
Aye.
And Jenny Puthra.
Aye.
All right.
Mr. Chair, and I'm thinking about this a little bit late. A lot of times when patios are put in, there's some fill material, gravel or sand or something. So stockpiles, I don't see stockpiles. And I don't see erosion controls.
Yes, we will have erosion controls. I believe on the previous version plan, I do have that detailed, but there certainly will be. And for stockpiles, we'll actually be able to just remove, ideally, efficiently bring the material directly into the space where the patio will be worked. And so we'll haul out by hand the majority of the material and then bring it in around the backyard without entering that 30-foot buffer, all by hand and without large piles, since it is quite small.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah. So we'd recommend then a erosion protection probably at the 40-foot line. And where this is a notice of intent, our boilerplate conditions do list that no stockpile of materials within 100 feet of the wetland. So that will cover that you can't stockpile within 100 feet. Thank you for bringing that up, Mary. And again, Nate, when you if you do come up with a planting plan, I myself would just recommend that you submit it to Herlin and request a de minimis change.
Very well.
We shouldn't have an issue with that as long as you're not doing any more site work on. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Great. Thank you all. Have a wonderful
Great
night.
evening. Moving forward, pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, as amended in the Town of Lunenburg Wetland Protection and Municipal Bylaws, Lunenburg Conservation Commission is opening a continued hearing on a notice of intent for 18 Oak Ridge Road. Notice of intent by Steve Atone and Melissa McCarthy for the demolition of and reconstruction of a single-family home with a new sewage disposal system. And do we have an applicant?
Yes. Dan Wolf is not here on our representation tonight, but we would like to continue this to the June 17th meeting.
Okay, it'll be June 17th.
Yeah, yes, I believe he already submitted it to the administration for the June 17th meeting.
Okay. And it looks like we have a meeting on June 17th, so I will accept a motion to continue this notice of intent to June 17th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion Jenny, second Mary. Roll call vote. Jenny Puthra.
Aye.
Mary Wilson.
Aye.
Teddy Doucette.
Aye.
Andrea Burnap.
Aye.
Michael LaRouche.
Aye.
Aye for myself. Thank you very much. We'll see you in June.
Thank you.
All righty, and that concludes all of our hearings for this evening. At this point, I will let Jenny take over as chair.
Thank you.
Portion of our hearing, of our meetings.
Thank you so much for taking care of those, Rich. I really appreciate it.
No problem. I hope everything went well.
It did. All right. So moving on to administrative determinations. Up first, we have an amended order of conditions at 60 Cross Road. And
I think we took care of this.
Took care of that.
Oh, is that
with the Pine Grove Road? I thought.
I thought we did 64 and 68.
So 60 Cross Street Realty Trust is the owner of the properties. It's a property that's being subdivided. So 60 is the actual owner's house, I believe. And then we have 30 Pine Grove and 64 Cross are also the same, but 60 Cross Road, it looks like he actually is trying to amend his order of conditions. So this is an amended order.
Okay.
Harlan, you have your hand up?
Correct. And I reached out to Chris because he left and said we're all set, but I was like, no, but I couldn't get to him before he left. So we did 64, 68, 30, but this is the preset to have the commission review whether or not the applicant needs to come forth as a public hearing for an amended order or not.
And it looks like he is proposing to change the grading, if I remember, if I read that correctly.
I
Let me
believe
Find
so.
your notes again. This should be 19. All right. Work to date includes clearing, earthwork, and establishment of erosion and sediment controls, including a continuous silt fence installed along the down gradient limit of disturbance. Site slopes toward a wooded area with resource areas located down gradient of the work limits. Soils within the work area were exposed but generally stable at the time of inspection. Proposed amendment includes the addition of a small infiltration basin and associated drainage improvements to enhance stormwater management and provide water quality treatment and peak flow attenuation. Based on field observations, the amendment work will occur within the previously approved and disturbed footprint, with minimal additional clearing proposed within the 50-foot buffer zone and no work within the 30-foot no disturb zone. Potential impacts are limited to temporary disturbance during installation of the drainage features. However, these are expected to be mitigated through existing and proposed erosion controls and final site stabilization. Harlan, you still have your hand up, or is that
me? Yeah, new
Yes.
comment. So yes. So basically, they want to do. Bear with me. An
Yep.
infiltration basin in the back of the house to help mitigate runoff from all the 3 new lots. But it's going to go on this lot. Does that make sense?
Yes. I'm like, is there a plan on this one? I believe drainage site plan depicting all changes. Here, I will share my screen. And hold on, all this stuff is in my way. There we go. Okay. So 60 is, I believe it's this one. So this is 60 Cross Road. So this is the existing property. Right now on that property, they're just proposing an addition to the garage. And then this is the property that has a proposed, this one is a single family dwelling, I believe. And then there's also a property to the left, which has a duplex. And then behind it is the 30 Pine Grove property. So it looks like what he's attempting to do is add an infiltration basin that's going to take water from, is it just these 2 properties though?
I think it's just those 2.
Okay. I say because the other one's really far away.
I'm
Although
sorry, Madam Chair, which 2?
So this is 60,
Yeah,
and then I believe this is 64.
okay.
This is 60 Cross Realty Trust, but I'm almost positive that this one is going to be 64. It doesn't say it anywhere here though. This one does say 60. So 60 Cross Road. Oh, 64, here we go. So this is the property line right here. And then this is 60 Cross Road. It looks like he wants to put it on his own property. And then this is the property next door that's being developed. And it will also take water from this property. Is what the slope doesn't go the right way though.
No, I don't see how any water is going to come from 64 over to 60.
Yeah.
518 elevation is going to stop it.
Right.
Okay, so maybe we should
Continue?
yes,
Yeah.
I've done my best to reach out to them.
Yeah.
He was here earlier and it just is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So can we looking for a motion to continue to our May 20th, 2026 meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All right, roll call vote. Oh, hold on. Everything's in the way. Let me see. Mike LaRouche,
Aye.
Andrea Burnett,
Aye.
Teddy Doucette,
Aye.
Mary Wilson,
Aye.
Richard Birch,
Aye.
and I for myself. All right. Yeah, if you can just let them know we continued to the 20th, Carolyn.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Up next we have notice of project change, and that is for 64 Crossroad.
We did those.
Oh, you did them. You already the project change?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I missed it.
Yep. You did.
That was the one where they wanted to add, change the grading. Okay. Okay. So then, and we did 68 Crossroads then too?
Yes.
Okay. I guess I missed it. I missed a lot of good stuff. All right. Next we have a conservation administrator's determination, and that's for 50 Sunset Lane. I know, thinking is that for the administrative determinations, we take the recommendation of the administrator. Do you have anything that you want to add or talk about on this one, Harlan?
No, just the applicant has already started planting trees. So I know that we do have a replication requirement, but there's already 8 trees that they recently planted in the area. I am going to request that they plant another one, but I wanted to give that a heads up. I wanted to give the commission a heads up to that.
Okay. All right. Let me, so the area observed to be densely wooded lakeside lot characterized by mature canopy of pine and mixed hardwood species with limited understory disturbance. Subject tree, a large pine, appears to be in advanced decline, supporting the applicant's claim of posing a potential safety hazard. The surrounding area shows minimal recent disturbance, and removal of the tree with the stump to remain is not anticipated to result in significant impacts to the resource area or overall canopy. Applicant has already planted 8 hemlock trees within the vicinity, which appear to contribute to ongoing vegetative replacement and site stability. No evidence of additional alteration was observed. Okay, so they removed one tree, or
they want to remove one dead tree.
And they've already put in 8 other trees?
Yes.
And you're going to propose a 9th?
Yes.
Okay, and that would be to replace the tree that is being taken out?
Correct.
Or they would like to take out. Okay. Did we have pictures of this, or is there anything else you wanna? Okay. Do you want me to share my screen?
Sure.
All right. And share. So is it this one over here?
I can't see your screen very well.
Oh, let me go bigger. Oh, that's
too much.
Too big.
Let me see.
Madam Chair, I can see your screen.
Okay.
Just as a sanity check for you.
Okay. So I have the Zoom stuff is just like floating all over my screen, going wherever it wants, except for all the places I don't want it to be. So can you see my screen yet, Harlan?
It's nope, that's not it.
Oh, no, you can't see my
I
screen?
I can see I can't see the tree very well. That's not it.
Okay.
Maybe.
Let me try a different picture.
Yes, please. There's a picture that is the tree. Yes. The picture I have that shows it better. It's almost like underneath the tree, and then I'm looking up. You can see it has some. Is that the house I was at? There.
All right, here's one that looks like it's looking up. Is that it? Is it it has like One
Yes.
branch, like really reaching out?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
the one next to it, the pine next to it.
Oh, so this one.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to show I don't know why your pictures, I can't see the top or the bottom of your pictures. All I see is like a sky and
Oh, that's funny.
Do
limited.
you, oh wait, did you zoom in on a previous application at all? It sounds like you might be zoomed in and you want to like zoom out.
No, I'm, I don't think I did.
Not like this thing where it does that, but if you like take your fingers and like do the pinch, you see how I'm like,
I'm on my
it's
desktop.
so when I pinch on my mouse, but if I'm looking at if the engineer has something up and I really want to like look, you can actually like maximize their screen. I don't know if maybe you did that.
I can do it on the roller on my desktop, but Madam Chair, I can see the whole picture on my screen.
Yeah.
So it does sound like a Zoom
Maybe.
artifact.
So, but it sounds like we are in agreement that it's this one, and I can move it. I can't really move it up and down. That's as far as it goes. But
Madam Chair, Herlin said she could share, and I think that might
oh
take
yeah,
the
let's do that.
ambiguity
Yeah, I
out of it.
have,
Please do.
sorry, I have this. Okay, let me just make sure that this says 60 on it, but that's not 60. And the only reason I'm having technical difficulties is because I just am today. Share.
Geez, everything worked when I was chairing.
I know. It says now it says
Are you offering, Rich? Is
I
that
heard him. There are
It says-
witnesses.
it says you are restricted from sharing screens in this meeting.
Oh boy. Hold on, I can fix that.
It's the pine in the middle.
Wait. I don't have it. Hold on. Sharing settings. Host tools. Everything is different. Lock meeting, participants. Where is that setting now? To allow people to share their screens, to allow everybody to share their screens. Didn't you start the meeting, Harlan?
Yeah, and I gave
You're a
Rich-
co-host.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't let me share it. Just says
So
you're not allowed to share the screen. I
there
get a
used to
pop-up.
be a setting that said allow, people to share, anybody to share.
Yes,
But
and
the host and co-host set those. So if the co-host can't share, then maybe it's not a problem we can overcome tonight.
What
Right.
the heck? That's so weird.
So the best way to look at it is, let me go back to OpenGov and see if I can get this picture. And this is 50 Sunset, right?
Yeah.
Unless if the commission has any other questions in the meantime, I was out there. They're actually going to file another permit application for a tree to the adjacent property that is rotted also, that I noticed while I was out there that they hadn't picked up on. But let's just see. Oh, you were looking at their pictures, Jenny. That's why you didn't put up my pictures.
I was just looking at the pictures that were there.
Yeah, so if you
okay,
scroll all the way
is-
down on attachments, I have pictures. And then if you scroll down on attachments, there's 10 files uploaded that I did. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Like, Richard, did you just have it up?
6, 7. It's the 7th picture down.
Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Attachments. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I already lost where I was. Let's try this. And then fingers crossed this is the right one. Is that it?
Yes,
Okay.
that is the tree.
I can count. All right. Okay.
Wait, which tree is the tree? The one that we're seeing the trunk of, or one of the ones in the
No,
background?
it's the first one up front, this pine with nothing on it.
Okay.
Okay. Did you have any pictures of what they've planted already?
They're there also.
All right, cool. That's not it.
Nope.
Here we go
But
with under tabs.
so that you can see a little hemlock there all the way to the right.
Oh yeah.
There's another one.
Is it right there?
No, the next one. One more.
Oh, the next picture?
Yeah, nope, the same picture.
Oh.
This little tiny pine, yep, right there.
Oh, right here?
Yes, that's a new one that they've planted. The little baby one that you first planted out. Then they have two other ones that I think they planted last year that are pretty big.
Okay.
So they've done a lot of work to provide some canopy in that area. That's another one there.
Yeah.
That they have. So I counted a total of 8 new trees, and that's just on that side. They also have 2 new little pines that they've put up front. In the
Okay.
front. So
Okay. Well, that looks like a pretty good. I mean, obviously that tree has a pretty big caliber, but 8 trees and those look like they're healthy and happy.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'd make a motion to ratify the agent's determination.
Thank you, Richard.
Second.
All right. Roll call vote. Richard Bursch.
Aye.
Teddy Doucette.
Aye.
Mike LaRouche.
Aye.
Mary Wilson.
Aye.
Andrea Burnett.
Aye.
And I for myself. All right. Thank you. For all those pictures, Harlan. All right. I just lost my agenda. Where did it go? Lost in my notes. All right. Moving on to enforcements. Let me see. I know you had some notes in your. All right. So it looks like MSF
yeah.
isn't here,
Go
but they hired Dillson Roy for the NOI.
Yeah, I spoke to Frank again for an update about this, and he is working on the NOI and will be filing shortly. Originally, they had tried to file for the beginning of this month, which was today, but they just didn't get the materials in on time. So he's hoping to get
Okay.
that sooner than later.
Okay. And then 314 Highland Street. They were
There's
going
no
to come back on 4-1, but no update.
There's no update on that one. I think it's sorry, partially my fault just because it's been very busy in the office. Lots of calls for complaints and I'm in and out. So I haven't had the dedicated time to actually schedule some time, carve some time out in my calendar to meet with these folks. But I will try to do that sometime next week so that they can be here on the 20th, since our agenda seems to have reduced for that day.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I imagine it's busy when we have like a 17 hearing agenda.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's pretty busy in there. All right. 715 Reservoir Road. They have a planting plan, it looks like.
They do. I went on site. There were pictures that I uploaded to the shared file folder for commissioners. I just did them. I uploaded them right now because I couldn't find the original pictures I uploaded, but in case anybody has access to the SharePoints, under violations, there's a file folder for 715 Reservoir Ward with pictures from that day.
Right.
I met Paula Packard and we created a planting plan that I also uploaded. So we're gonna do 20 abrevieties along some fencing. She's gonna do 5 hawthorns and some other plants as well too that are listed on the meeting materials page.
Right. I am going in there now. Wait. Where is... I found the pictures. Ha, all right, perfect. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Unless you want to share your screen because you're on your computer. I don't want to
I
take your thunder.
I can't share.
Oh, that's right. It's trying to Teams you right now. All right, there we go. Oh my God. Okay. These are pictures of the actual property, it looks like. So these
So
are all the
there's,
trees that were taken down.
yeah, 5 trees total.
And that's it, really?
That's what we
Oh,
saw
in the
there.
buffer.
Yes.
Okay.
And she said there, I didn't see any stumps or stump grinding, or what looked like a stump grinding in that area. So when we looked at the Google Maps, we weren't like you can see growth of vegetation in that area, but I couldn't find any like residual stump grinding or trees that were in that area. So I wasn't sure if it was just the canopy from those 2 trees that you have your
Right
mouse
here.
cursor over that we saw, but it looked like a lot more vegetation on
Right.
the Google Maps. So was it that one tree that they cut down? I'm not really sure. So that's why we went with the 20 arborvitaes along that line.
Okay.
And if you have the if you bring up the plan, it's part of the pictures. It should be at the bottom, I think.
There it
There it
is.
is. The
Okay.
dots are not depicted of the amount, it's just the area, the location of where the plantings are gonna go.
Okay, so blue dots are arborvitaes.
Yeah.
Um, so,
And the red,
and red dots are hawthorns.
yes,
All right, yellow dots are going to be viburnum.
yes.
And that's just going to be like the common, like the regular viburnum, or just any viburnum? Doesn't it?
She didn't specify, but she does have knowledge with plantings. The person who was there used to work for a watershed association, so she will provide me with a list.
Okay. And is she the homeowner? Or is she no,
She
she's the
she is neither. She is someone who is helping the
okay.
homeowner.
Okay. And then the okay, so those are the 5 for viburnum, and then the rest are going to be some high bush blueberries.
Yes.
Okay. Now, should high bush blueberries though be near the water?
I think
Typically?
they will thrive a little bit further out from the water, but we can put them closer to the water. She wanted something in that back wall area because though it looks like it belongs to them, there's some like a fence there. She wanted to put something along the fence.
Okay.
If the commission would like something else, we can definitely move
Well,
toward that.
so the high bush blueberries, I actually talked, I don't know if anybody remembers that Greg corrected me at one meeting because for me, high bush, high, low bush, low, for blueberries. But high bush actually thrive in wetlands.
Yep. They're native
So
species to wetlands. Yep.
yeah. So would they not be, would they do well? That's pretty far from, that looks like it might be like a dry area. So would they do well there?
I mean, we've had them. I've personal experience. We've had them outside of like 100-foot buffer, and they do well. But it also depends on the hydrology and the soil type there. If they're watered and maintained, yes. But if the commission feels like there's a better planting for that area, or we can move the high bush in front of the hawthorns, that I would, whatever the recommendation of the commission to remediate this violation, I could just relay to the applicant.
Okay. Mary, you have your hand up.
Yes, thank you. So relative to the replacements, where were the stumps that you located?
Sorry,
That
I
was
had
really
muted. So the stumps are only in the front. If you look at so where the red
The
dots,
front being the water.
yes, that's where
Okay.
the stumps, there was
And
5 stumps, and the topo there is a little odd. So it was kind of hard to tell what was a stump and what was not. And there was no grinding or anything done to
yeah, I
that
remember
area.
you, Colin, saying, but like there were, where were the stumps that we saw that had the white building in the background? That was where I kind
Yeah.
of got thrown off. Where is
And
that?
there's like one really big one, and there was two that had the
Right.
white building.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can pull that up, that would be great.
Here we go. Oh yeah, we're here. Why won't it let me go back anymore? Because I'm zoomed in. Okay,
And
so
while you're looking for that, Jenny, I also was there's a lot of canopy that went out, and it looks like there's no canopy proposed to go back in. And I would prefer there be some canopy that goes back in. I like that it's a mix of, bushes, woody bushes and shrubs and understory plants, but I would like to see some canopy trees back in. Yeah, like this. Where's that?
yeah,
That doesn't look like it's right next to the water. Those don't look like they're right next to the water.
yeah. So these two right here.
Actually, that looks like more than that, Jenny. If you zoom back in on it, you see 2, and you keep going to the
Oh,
left.
3.
Keep going to the left again.
4.
Yeah. So where are those when we look at the top down?
So this here's that little.
Those are in the back where they're proposing the high bush blueberries.
Oh,
the
are those out of the buffer
fences-
zone? I believe.
Yes. I believe they're outside of the buffer. Let me just double check.
And when we say outside of the buffer, we mean 100-foot
100
buffer?
foot.
I believe it was outside of the 100-foot, but I could be wrong. Do a quick.
That's what I'm doing too.
Oh,
I
you're
think
doing that too?
they were in, according to the person who lives in that house, the trees in the back were not removed by him. There was some back and forth about when the trees were removed. Just trying to find those feet.
So the back of the house, sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Looking
the
past
back of
the house. Okay.
Yeah. And those are, it looks like, and that's why there's so much canopy missing, is those trees in the back were providing that back canopy.
I believe so too, because I was flabbergasted when I went there, and the ground is clear, but on the Google Earth picture that we saw, you can definitely see something.
Yeah. So if we go here and we look at, let me get rid of that escape.
Like 2024, so in the last 2 years.
Where is
Right.
that? Isn't that usually right below here, or am I losing my mind?
In
Oh,
local.
here. There we go.
I was just using Google Earth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you see all of this here, but that's where that canopy went. And delete. Right, it's just not letting me click. But yeah, it used to just be all canopy here. Okay. So that's why because those ones are outside of the 100-foot buffer.
Okay, so the 4 stumps that we just looked at were on the back line. What about the one that looked like it was an 8 or 10-foot tall stump?
Look at that again.
On the side of the wall.
Oh, it was on the other side of the wall?
Yeah. It's on the side where they want to plant the arborvitaes. Keep going, one more, I think. Nope.
Well, not going that way. It's gonna be back here somewhere.
Oh, I think it was just there.
Oh,
Nope.
I think it's like 4 more. 3. There
there
it
we
is.
go.
Okay, so this is a white fence, and it looks like it's the neighbors.
Right. They own some sort of right of way down the path there so they can get access to the water.
So right
So is
here.
it there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
on their side though. It's on the
It's
property
here.
owner, yes. And that's where they want to plant the arborvitaes.
Okay. So that one was within the 100-foot or outside of the 100-foot?
I believe that one was within 100-foot buffer.
Okay. And is that one of the 5?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so we see we see the back corner of that house, but we can't tell where the house is on this one.
Yeah.
They have so
yeah.
many beautiful trees.
Okay. And so there were
Actually, let me
4
see.
at the water's edge and then this one by the side.
Yeah, that one was like at 80 or 75 feet.
Okay.
Oh, actually, if you look on the property line through GIS, it says it's outside of his property line, but the fence has encompassed the tree. So on GIS, the trees on that line, the fence line, are outside of his
Really?
property.
So wait, but this looks like a stump here, right? Is that a stump? And that's within, I mean, this
Actually-
probably is too, but that's not their property, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wasn't there one a little bit closer down here too? Are
There
these
was a
stumps too?
Yeah.
There was a big one here, but it was I'm not sure if this was like recent. It was some sort of plant. Was it the planter one? There's one that looked like it had been turned into some sort of planter that looked like it was done a very long time ago.
Well, I would also remind everybody that these aerial views are not absolute when it comes to property lines.
Right.
So you can't really look at it and say that the ones that are close to the property line are definitely out or definitely in.
And
Yeah. I know that because sometimes I look at my house and I'm like, that's not right.
so like I said, I was very confused because in this picture, it looks like there's a few trees on that line, but when I went there was nothing there except those like the 2 giant ones across the back or 3 across the back, and then that one on the side. So I'm not sure if they had some stump grinding done at some point and then the area was filled.
It's been a long time. Certainly that could happen.
I mean,
Yeah.
there were like
This looks more representative of what the canopy removal looks like.
Yeah. It's like, it looks like a sand pit right now.
it does that area. It doesn't look that way now, which is why when I went on the site, I was kind of a little confused.
So the person who lives there now is not the person that did this?
No,
Okay. And the person who did this is not associated with this parcel at all anymore?
no, I think they're just tenants. So the person who is helping him is the sister of the property owner. And
Okay.
the person who currently resides there is a tenant.
So, but who decided to remove all the trees?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm just wondering
I
why.
see where that's
I
going,
guess.
Madam Chair. I mean,
I
it's the
know,
owner of the
because-
property that's responsible for the property
Okay.
at this point. I mean, we definitely want to make sure that we get canopy back in there, especially in the 30-foot and 50-foot buffers, to provide future canopy back again to the water's edge in that
Okay.
rural zone.
And to do a proper replacement for these trees, it'd be nice to know how many trees we're trying to remove
Well, I
and how
mean,
we're trying to replace.
we can make our judgment based on the data before us. And if they feel that it's in error, they can always appeal it.
Okay.
And produce evidence.
Yeah.
right? Most homeowners have photos around the property.
Mm-hmm.
Madam Chair, there
Yes.
was a
Please.
person who was raising their hand who may be associated with the property. I don't know.
It was Lise from Red
Yeah.
Trillium.
I just wanted, oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Okay.
I just wanted to answer a question you guys were having about the high bush blueberry. It can do dry conditions just fine.
Okay. Thank
That's
you.
all I wanted to add.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
I trust Lise. All right. Thank you so much. Okay.
So would the commission not like to see the 20 arborvitaes, or can those stay and can we bump up the other trees or and understories?
Yeah, I think the other stuff looks good. I think that where there were so many very large trees removed, we'd want to definitely see those replaced. Mary, you still have your hand up. Is that on purpose?
No, that's accidental. Apologies.
Okay.
I just want to go back to them with an actual number so that they
Okay.
can, because they're eager to get this started. So should we would the commission be open to, just providing me with a number that they feel comfortable
Yeah.
with?
Yeah. So,
Gosh, it's so much easier to do that if we had a number that we thought were like what actually had come out. And I certainly sympathetic to the challenge that Herlin has going out there so long after the effect, right? But still, it's a challenge to come up with a number, not knowing really what was taken out. I'd done a screen capture of that last GIS view and was kind of circling the stumps that I could find in the photo or in the snapshot.
I counted 8 that looked like they were in the buffer zone at minimum.
In which buffer zone, Jenny?
The 100-foot.
Okay, how about the 30-foot?
The 30-foot, I think it was 5.
Okay. And would you say they averaged 12 to 15-inch diameter?
Well, one of those was definitely, I would say, at least 2 feet based on those pictures.
Okay. And what is the formula in the bylaw or in the regulations?
Is it 18? Anything over 18 is 3, I believe.
So
everybody, I always forget this whenever we go to talk about it.
Yeah, so if it's 18 and it's 3, we'll have an average of 18 times 6, or 18, 6 at 18 times 3, so 18 trees. And I believe they're supposed to be 8 to 10 foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so less than 8 inches is 1 replacement, 8 to 20 is 2 replacements. Greater than 20 is 3 replacements.
All right. So I think we had one that was greater than 20 and maybe 6 or 7. Oh, are we looking at just what's in the 30-foot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought the regulation was just for 30 foot.
Yep, it's just 30 feet.
Okay.
That's why I said 5 when you asked how many stumps I saw. They're just 5 in the 30 feet.
Okay.
So one was over 20 is 3, and then the other 4 were between 8 and 20, so that's 8, so 11.
11. I know how to math. And then do we want a variety? Or can they be any native tree that will provide canopy? Or do we want to see not like just 11 white pines?
Well, the challenges, though, Madam Chair, if I may, I don't know if they can fit 11 back in there with the stumps still being there within the 30-foot. And if we don't put them back in the 30-foot, then they aren't protected either.
So another issue that they have there is the lack of maintenance to that area is causing severe erosion of that part of their yard is eroding into the lake. So everything that's currently planted there is leaning toward the lake as is. So I just wanted to put that out there as a heads up also.
Well, let's set what we want back there, and then they can determine how to get it done. And
Yep.
if they can't get it done, they can come back before us. But I would recommend 11 trees, 3 maples, 3 pines, 3 oak, and 2 birch. And I believe in the regulation it's supposed to be of 8 to 10 foot size.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would also, and this is being treated as a violation, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So that any areas in the 30-foot no disturb zone that are subject to erosion need to be stabilized immediately with either jute matting and seed or mulch.
We spoke about that while I was there because it's actually pretty bad.
I believe it from the pictures.
And I would give them 30 days to get that done, or we start fining them daily for being in violation.
I would agree with that.
I will make that a motion.
I would second that motion.
Okay.
Does that give you enough information to go back to them, Harlan?
Yes, absolutely. I jotted everything down.
Perfect.
This is great. Thank you guys so much.
Roll call vote.
Richard Birch. Mary Wilson.
Aye.
Mike LaRouche.
Aye.
Andrea Burnett.
Aye.
Teddy Doucette.
Aye.
And I for myself. All right. Harlan will speak to them. Okay. Up next. Wait, let me figure out where I was. We're past 7:15. All right. Moving on to new business. We have a commission input request for the properties at 250 and 356 Hollis Road. These are in a tax taking, and the town has asked that this be treated like a right of first refusal. I think they're interested in figuring out if any of the stakeholders in town would like to use their right of first refusal for these properties. Let me just pull them up on a screen. They're on Hollis Road. On the left, they've been for sale for a long time, and it's a pretty significant property. I do not think that they hit any of the points that would allow us to exercise that right.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Just a small correction. They do not want us to treat this as a right of first refusal. The select board just wants input from boards and commission, whether or not the town should buy these properties or sell them.
Okay. I see. So okay. So we're not calling it a right of first refusal though.
Correct.
All right. All right. I'll just share my screen really quick and show the property. All right. So this is the property here. And I believe that it encompasses all there, but you know what? I do have Access GIS open.
Oh, this is the Lake Lodge property.
Yep, that's right. That's right. It was the Lake Lodge. It doesn't like when you type in road. It has to be RD. Yep. So this is 356, and then I believe. Oh, no. Is this 250 then? No. Which one is 250?
To the
Further down.
Over here?
to the left. That one.
This is it.
Yes.
Okay, so 250 is much larger. But yeah, so this was the Lake Lodge. That's what I'm told.
What's the acreage on 250?
Yeah, the green dot was the Lake Lodge.
250 is land value. I must have passed it. Municipal. I think it's
Hang on,
this.
I can check it. What do you think it is?
Normally it's this. It will be on the property card. Let me look at the property card. Unless the property card says that too. 18.99? 999.
Okay. 19 acres.
Yeah. And then the other one is it's usually in here. Why am I not seeing it? That's weird. The other one is 4.69. So around 24, 23.
But they're not contiguous. So the one behind it, the Lake Lodge, is not for sale.
Yeah. No, this is it is the same owner. And it shows 80 Carr Ave as the address, but I think that this is part of this lot. Let me look at the property card.
I think it was subdivided at some point, and
Okay.
they don't even have frontage for a driveway, so they use the driveway from the other property to get back there.
It shows 80 Carr Ave as the address. And this is Hollis Road out here.
Yeah, Carr Ave runs
Carr Ave is-
from the Lakeview Club up along the driving range. That's Carr Ave.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Okay, but they can't get in there
Yes, they can.
this way. Oh, it looks like they come in through this way.
Yep. Yeah, but Carr
Okay.
Ave is a paper road.
Okay. Okay. So, does anyone have any thoughts or?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Just as one commissioner, as you said, it doesn't hit the metrics that are in our current open space plan.
Right.
And I don't, just on the surface, don't see anything that would compel me, don't want to consider any special circumstances to override the guidance in the open space, current open space plan.
Thank you, Mary.
So
I agree.
I would be inclined to be no.
Okay. Have any other?
Yeah, I would agree with Mary.
Okay.
Let it go to auction. I mean, I remember everything it took to try to get that developed about 15 years ago, and if there was any value there, or if I was extremely concerned that it would become 150 units, I would certainly think differently. But if it's going to tax taking now, I don't think and it's been listed for sale forever.
Yeah.
For 15 years or 20 years now.
Has it been that long?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Because
Okay.
actually, and I didn't see it there. I thought they had a 50-foot strip that went out to Electric Ave that allowed them access to the sewer. Because of the high water table in there, they couldn't perk most all of that property for septic systems.
Okay.
Yeah, and I thought the piece of property came out between the old Sky Cycle and the Monument Store. I thought there was a 50-foot strip there.
So when you say the old Sky Cycle,
Yeah, I
Is
think
that-
it's Les's Auto Body now. or Less's
Okay.
Auto Repair. But yeah, if you bring the map back up, I
I'm doing it.
thought it was right there.
Okay.
Two parcels.
So I'm looking at, so this is Unitil right here, right?
Yep. So 2 properties over. So between 53 and 54.
Okay.
I'm sorry, between 55 and 54. Huh. I thought they
So-
had a strip there because that was, I believe the owner of 54 had sold that strip of land off in the back, and it created non-compliance on his building, which became too close to the property line after he sold that strip off.
Okay.
But maybe he bought the strip back. I don't know.
So
But lot 37 isn't part of this anyways, correct?
yeah, no. It's a different owner now.
Yep. Yeah, but no, at this point, I can't see why we would take it, just auction it off and
Get it back on the tax revenue.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So did I have a motion to, or do we need a motion? I guess they're just looking for our input. So I feel like
I would move that we grant the chair permission to say no, we're not interested.
Second.
all right. Roll call vote. Mike LaRouche,
Aye.
Andrea Burnett,
Aye.
Teddy Doucette,
Aye.
Richard Bursch,
Right.
Mary Wilson,
Aye.
and I for myself. Topics unknown. We did have one topic unknown that Mike just let us know. I think we should be able to talk about it. That he had the shed at the Hollis residence, and I guess we could just talk about this at the Hollis residence too. Needs repairs. So let's just talk about that at the Hollis residence. Bylaw discussion. I don't think we
Madam
have-
Chair.
Yes.
I did have something that
sorry.
Probably we don't want to talk about now, but I'd like to at least put it on the table for us to track talking about it.
Okay.
I think we should, as a commission, seriously look at our fees and our fee structure and think about increasing that. Because one of the things that was made painfully aware to me at the last town meeting is that we're as a town encumbered with a lot of legal responsibilities that actually cost the town money. And I kind of feel like we should be doing more as a commission to try to, load balance that cost that's incurred by the project work, with the people actually making those applications.
I totally agree with that. And I don't want to speak for Herlin. I know that she was working on that exact thing. I know that it got a little bit, I don't want to speak again for Herlin, but put to the side during budget season because there wasn't a lot of bandwidth in the town.
Correct.
To talk about anything other than budget.
So our proposal is I already spoke to council, and the problem with updating fees for conservation, it's that it's in the bylaw written and a schedule, and in the town charter, like verbiage and a schedule. So we would have to change everything so that it says to please refer to conservation. It's been done for other departments, but like Madam Chair said, I was told to just please give them some time as they were working on the budget. I am set to meet with council again sometime in June so that we can kind of go over exactly what the verbiage that we need is, and then I'm hoping to bring that forth in front of the commission so that we can have an open discussion as to what the commission would like to see, and then we can bring that to town meeting in the fall to then have an updated fee schedule for some time, either the end of the year or the beginning of next year.
Do we know when the deadline is to propose warrants for the fall meeting?
I don't have that date yet.
I think we probably ought to get that date and try to track to having a proposal for that date. Because those things tend
Absolutely.
to sneak up on me. And I do yeah, and I don't question at all the priorities as you've articulated them, Erlen, but I do think it's important for the town that we look at that and we try to prioritize for the fall, making some recommendations to to adjust those fees.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mary. Yeah, so I know Herlin is on it. And it just, I think now that we're almost past the election, do you think that we'll be able to start thinking about getting that in the next
Yeah.
town meeting, Herlin?
Yes. Like I said, I have some time set. Well, I have some time put aside for our new finance director and council so that we can get the ball rolling on these things.
Great. Thank you. And that's actually kind of the bylaw discussion. So does anyone else have anything else to bring up under bylaw discussion? Okay. For old business, we have the conservation budget. And again, I know we've had a lot of comings and goings in the finance department in town. So, and there's also been, again, where it was budget season, there wasn't a lot of bandwidth to figure out our budget, because our budget has been intermingled with the land use department. And I know Michael has been figuring it out over the past week. I saw some things come through. I did look at them. They didn't make a lot of sense to me. The way that Munis does things is not the way that my brain works with the budget. But I don't know, Herlin, do you have anything to add to that?
It's very convoluted. I don't know if you were part of that email, but there was a email sequence, and I replied, and I made a point to set up some time to meet with our finance director next week, because on top of the confusion of how our budget is distributed, I also would like to set budgets for fiscal year 27 before fiscal year 27 is upon us. And
They're
she
not
agreed
gonna
to meet with me. Yeah, she agreed to meet with me next week, and then we will be hosting her at our May 20th meeting so that she can then further explain what the changes are, because I'm trying to grasp what's currently happening with finance, and then there's changes that are also happening at the same time. And I
Okay.
would like for everybody to be on the same page.
Do we want to put her on at the beginning? Or even have her come on at for an early 6:45?
We can try. There's no purpose for an executive session for her, so
I'm not thinking executive session. I'm just thinking just to
Yeah.
help, not take up all her time.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay. I definitely don't think we would need to go into executive session. I just think we'd be having her on for 6:45. Do you think it would take more than 15 minutes?
I hope not.
Okay, me too. Does anyone else think that that's a good idea, bad idea?
I think it's a great idea, Madam Chair.
Okay. All right, yeah, so let's, anyone else mind coming in 15 minutes early just to get that out of the way? All right, Teddy looks like he's good. All right, I'm not hearing anyone else telling me that's a bad idea. So yeah, let's do that, Herlin, if we can.
Sure.
Okay. No encouragement issues. Hollis Road residents, Mike sent me, and I think Herlin too, a update on the shed at the Hollis Road residence needs repairs.
Yes, Madam Chair, before you came into the meeting, we approved the $191.86 quote to get the materials for that roof.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
we're all set there. Did you want to talk about the little part on the right-hand side? There's a little shed locked area that used to be part of the custodian at 123 Hollis Road, but now it's vacant. And I wanted to put a request to see if the pollinator habitat could, since they already have the lawnmower on the left-hand side of the shed, they could really use that right-hand side of the shed to put some of their tools away and materials as they're busting out all over in their smaller shed in the lower part of the habitat. So that would be one discussion. The other discussion is this weekend is the pollinator habitat wildflower weekend. So there's a big weekend happening on Saturday from 10 to 2, and there are going to be a lot of activities at the pollinator habitat. So I wanted to let everyone know about that, plus the shout out to the Department of Public Works, who took care of refurbishing, servicing, not refurbishing, but servicing our lawnmower, so it's ready to go for this coming season.
Awesome.
So back to the shed. Is there any discussion surrounding whether or not the pollinator habitat could use that right-hand side of the shed for their extra tools and materials that the pollinator habitat is in need of? And it would be, since they're going to be helping doing the shed roof when the materials arrive, plus Mary's offered some other help for another group of people to help out on this project, which is really appreciated. So it looks like we're going to have a lot of help fixing that roof. So I wanted to see if there's any more discussion, or how do you want to proceed about giving permission to the pollinator habitat to use more of that shed?
Okay, Mary, you have your hand up?
Yeah, mostly to ask Mike if the pollinator habitat has any other need for volunteers, because the group that I've been talking to you about, Mike, are National Honor Society students from the high school.
Yeah.
And we did a group project over on Table Rock a couple of weeks ago. Both Jenny and Teddy were there helping to coordinate the students, and there were maybe 25 students that showed up, but there are 60 students in the National Honor Society, and all of them are required to complete, I think, 25 community volunteer hours. And so coming up on their May 30th deadline, I think I've had like another 10 reach out to me to say that, oh, we're looking for stuff to do. And, there are a few things on conservation land that could be done. But if the pollinator habitat had a use, I think, certainly it'd be great to use the labor from the National Honor Society. They're just a great group of kids, and they can really knock out some tasks really fast.
That would be wonderful. We are stripping that roof and having to bag up what we strip off into large construction bags. So that would be one task. The other task is to measure out the shingles that need to be replaced on that roof. So they have to be able to work from either an extension ladder or a step ladder. The tools would be using our hammers, for and roofing nails and pitchforks to go underneath the shingles to remove. Yeah, we would, if they had gloves, I have a certain amount of gloves, but we can certainly get
I
some
think
gloves.
the National Honor Society purchased gloves for the kids for the previous project. They probably have some left over.
Okay, well, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah. But anyway, think of whatever you need them for. I've been copying you as I've responded to the students.
Yeah.
But there are more students asking for, volunteer hours than I think I have things for them to do on conservation trails. So, and certainly I think the shed would be a priority over going and, widening a trail or maintaining a trail.
Okay. Well, that would be wonderful. I do have more of a service piece, given that we no longer have a custodian at Hollis Road. We have to think about perhaps mowing the lawn around the property. We
Students are great at that.
Okay. We can show them how to use the mower, and they could mow around the property. Do they want to extend their work beyond May 30th, or do we only have them until May 30th?
I think talk to them. The juniors would be able, if they work, do things in the summer, that would count towards their next year's hours.
Okay.
Right. So the seniors are, pretty much going to be punching out as soon as they can.
Okay.
But it's juniors and seniors. And so the juniors that, after May 30th will be rising seniors, any volunteer hours that they have, it would count. So I think talk to them and figure out if somebody's willing to just come mow the grass every other week or something. I mean, that would go. I would have loved as a high school student. Push mowers were popular back when I was young. I get to drive and I actually get credit for something. Yes, put me at the top of the list.
Okay.
So I think, that's an opportunity potentially.
And do we have to sign off on those hours on their behalf? How does that work?
Yeah, generally speaking, sometimes they actually want you to sign a piece of paper. Sometimes it's can you please just send an email, and then they'll forward the emails to the, faculty advisor. They
Okay.
As with all kids, they have a lot of different ways that they want to check the box. And if they're giving me
Okay.
volunteer hours, I just smile and say, sure, what do you want me to sign?
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Okay, awesome.
Thanks, Mary.
Anyway, I didn't mean to divert back from the.
It's all it's all connected. So
Yeah. Well, and the pollinator habitat is such a great resource for our conservation areas too, right? They should benefit from any volunteers that want to raise their hand and give us a little bit of,
absolutely.
their strong backs.
Sorry.
Do we have to vote on giving the pollinator habitat access to the rest of the shed? How does that work?
I would make a motion that we vote on it and that we approve it.
Okay.
If we vote on it, then there's no question we did the right thing, right?
Right.
Well, I'll second
You
that.
second that? Or
I will second that.
Okay. Roll call vote. Richard Bursch.
Aye.
Mike LaRouche.
Aye.
Mary Wilson.
Aye.
Andrea Burnett.
Aye.
Teddy Doucette.
Aye.
And I for myself.
Thank you so much.
All right. Up next, committee reports. Master plan hasn't met at all, right, Teddy?
Correct. No new update.
Open space. Andrea, do you have anything going on with it? I know that in the town meeting, they were on to become a full committee? No, a commission?
Official committee, I believe.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and that passed, as far as I remember.
Yep.
I think it did.
That was a lot.
And we will be having a meeting next week
Awesome.
on Wednesday.
Okay. All right. Stormwater, we have not met since the last meeting, so I have nothing to report there. I don't have any members of the public for public comment. So do we have any other communications from members of the commission? Nope. Okay. Our next meeting is Wednesday, 5/20 at 7 p.m. on Zoom. And with that, I would be, let me just thank again Richard Bursch for handling all of the hearings today very efficiently, and also all that stuff that I didn't even know you handled. So that was great. Thank you so much, Richard. And with that, I'd be looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Roll call vote. Richard Bursch.
Aye.
Andrea Burnett.
Aye.
Mike LaRouche.
Aye.
Mary Wilson.
Aye.
Teddy Doucette.
Aye.
And I, for myself, we are adjourning at 10:38 p.m. on May 6, 2026. Have a great night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you, you
Thank
too.
you.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.